which was a bit shorter than the first one. You guys saved a life. You saved a dwarf man with a big blue beard. You ate so much fucking custard, ungodly amounts of custard, and you saved a new couple's wedding. You know, now they're gonna be now they're gonna be married.
Aw. Do we get invited?
Maybe. And yes, and then at the end of the session, you guys came to the Silver Song Lake, as it's like the last 3 rides none of you have gone on. And oh, you guys also figured out some secrets from these wooden unicorns at the carousel, and met a very tragic figure with a very sad backstory. Oh, so sad.
And we solved a
And
very cool riddle.
yes, you did. And in doing so, by solving the riddle, you all learned some interesting tidbits about who stole your shit and where it's at, as well as a small weakness. And then you came to the Silver Song Lake, where Palasha the mermaid was doing her thing, and she started getting heckled from the crowd. And it turns out it was all done by this little shithead Kettle Steam.
Oh, that's a token now.
Yes, I have decided to. You guys can't see the green bar above their head, can you?
No.
Okay, good. That's how many hit points they have, and I don't want you killing them exactly yet.
Okay.
Being like, oh, they only have 45. We can do this.
How do
Didn't
I
we
close
capture
that
them?
bar?
Yes, the small child, Tara Ajira, tripped them up, and they face planted long enough for you, Mardon, being the example of strength, picked them up by the scruff of their neck.
Peak
And that's where we
masculinity
ended
over
the
here.
that's where we ended the session, with you guys capturing Kettle Steam, the little troublemaker.
Nice.
And now you're free to do whatever.
Well, seeing how it is like 10 minutes until the big top, I think we should go do that.
I'm wondering, how public was the scene? Are people looking?
Uh, you can all roll stealth checks if you guys wanted to do it sneakily.
I don't.
I
don't
don't know if being sneaky about this is the best way to go.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean, I'm a child, so
If you're
just,
not making really much of an effort to hide this, then yeah, there are quite a few passerby, and the show gets stopped. And you guys think maybe move this to somewhere else.
Yeah.
So the question is, do we want to alert the staff and get a bugbear over here, or do we want to deal with this ourselves?
Well, we gotta have her give Mr. Mime his voice back.
Mr. Mime!
Mr. Mime.
I fucking hate that Pokemon.
Me too.
Mime
But-
Junior is way better.
Mrs. Mime.
There's
You mean
Mime.
Ash's mom?
Shut up.
Bruh.
Pokophilia is illegal.
Actually, it's not.
It's not.
And it's canon.
That's disgusting. Yes, it is disgusting. Off topic, I know, but in the Pokédex entries of Black and White, I think, or there's like text. Apparently, people in Pokemon used to get married and shit.
Yeah, I remember that. It's a lore bit that you find around.
Weird fact. Okay, I didn't need to know that, random passerby, but thank you.
No, I'm thinking we need to question them before turning them over to the bugbear.
Okay.
Yes, and get the voice back.
All right.
Do you want me to go bad cop?
Well, where are you guys wanting to intimidate? Or in you'll probably be doing intimidation, but interrogate. Miss
I would
Kettle.
like to interrogate this little fucker.
Right here in this little area here.
Well, you could also just be. There are also many Kenku. You guys don't know if this is. Maybe the average passerby may not know that this is the Kenku.
Right. I think we should take it into an alleyway and start an
Well, it's
interrogation.
okay. I guess we'll sort of say behind the big top since that was indicated. There's really not anywhere to hide. This is a very open carnival.
I
Yeah.
would have gone like right behind the stands, like
Like
drag
these
them on by.
stands.
No, no, no. See where we were by the lake, by the
Okay.
dock,
Yeah.
like between back there by that rock, just like motherfucker. Like the staff can still find us.
Yeah. English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
I'm about to go bad cop on this.
What's
If any of
the
you was an
language?
archfey warlock, this would have some pretty interesting implications. But
Really?
yes.
Um. So, what is their primary language?
Well, currently they are speaking common in the stolen male voice of Candlefoot the Mime.
Oh, okay.
But based on her physiology, she appears to be a female Kenku.
I mean, what's the Kenku language?
Kenku do not have a language, so the it's been changed in modern lore. Like since after this book came out in Modern Canaans,
Uh-huh.
Kenku can speak now because it's extremely hard to roleplay, especially online, of how Kenku actually speak, which is via mimicry. And so they can only in old lore they used to only be able to talk by using other people's voices, not by like stealing them, but by repeating a word. So
Mm.
any sentence could have like five people's different words and how they speak
Like a
to make one
raven.
sentence. Yeah, pretty much. Like it's a mix of all the different words they've heard from various sources. So any of the voices could just be from either your party members or NPCs. And it was just really annoying for some players because they'd either have to talk weird or write shit down or do like hand signals.
Uh,
So they don't have a
They
they're
don't need full, uh, sign language speakers.
yes. But their original language before they had their voices stolen was the Orin version of Primordial.
Huh.
Uh, one of the four languages of creation. You have Orin, Ignan, Terran, and Aquan. They're essentially just different dialects of the same language, and if you speak one, you can sort of understand all the other ones, but maybe not speak that dialect.
Yeah, fair.
Hmm.
I was hoping we weren't gonna get a no hablo español or no hablo inglés.
Well, I.
Well, when Mardon tried picking her up the first time, she like kicked him in the face and said, "Get off me, you twat."
Yeah.
So you realize that she can speak common at least.
Well, now that we're back in this alleyway, I pick her up by her by
You
the
have
collar of her
you've
shirt.
you've you've had her just like it's like picking up a cat. You
Yeah.
just grab by this or like a ferret, just carried her around by the scruff of her neck.
Holding her by her scruff. Oh, so you like to steal things, don't you?
I just I pull her up by the collar of her shirt and push her against the rock that we have over here, and
All right. Yeah, it's a pretty big rock.
Yeah. Uh, now I just gotta figure out what exactly I'm
There are a
gonna
lot of on this rock. There are a lot of like initials painted onto it. People seem to visit this rock a lot, probably to make out.
the kissing rock.
Yeah, either to make out or be weird and spy on Palasha the mermaid.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like this area doesn't have a lot of talking going on.
probably not
Usually.
much. Other than staff members milling about.
Well, now that I have the Kenku pinned, I say you better give back that voice, or I'm gonna beat you down.
Uh, sorry, I'm using it right now. You can't have it.
That voice don't belong to you. No.
Do you know how annoying it is to speak like I normally do?
Well, that's your problem.
Alright, well, what do you want? What do you want other than the voice? The voice will get given back at some point before the carnival ends.
Okay.
Mm.
Uh, um.
Well, I want to know why you're causing so much fucking trouble. Like, what is the point?
Fine, fine. Calm down. Let me open up the tab because it was opened and then decided to close itself like a piece of shit. Alright. Well, I'm trying, unsuccessfully, to get information from Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. They don't seem to want to meet up. So maybe if I cause enough ruckus, they'll finally agree to meet with me. Stop
Oh, so
being
you're making
little
everyone else
recluses.
miserable in the meantime?
Uh, yeah, this is important enough to warrant that.
What is so important to warrant making literally everyone around you miserable and putting people's lives in danger?
Well, if you must know, I am a warlock with a pact to uphold, and Mr. Witch and Mr. Light know something about the disappearance of my patron, and they're not telling me anything.
Who's your patron?
You probably wouldn't know her, lesser known archfey.
Try me.
Zybilna.
Can I roll
You can roll Arcana.
Arcana?
Yes, because this is dealing with a magical entity.
That's going to be a 13 plus 5.
18? Alright, yeah. Give me a moment to pull up the appropriate thing. You know that Zybilna is the archfey who rules over the Feywild domain of Prismeer.
Me gets my glasses tucked out.
Well, let me look at this. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I
Actually.
am in fact a scholar, and I am familiar.
You just pulled the actually.
Nerd emoji.
Right.
Well, actually, if I check my notes here. Alright, I have to see if I can actually find something else on Zybilna.
Oh no.
Because other than me just saying, yeah, she rules this realm, there's not a whole lot of... Yeah.
What? Tell me a little bit more about the realm, and I can give you a guesstimate about what she do.
The realm of Prismeer?
Yes.
Alright. Prismeer overview. It's one of the many domains that exist within the Feywild. Most Archfey have their own realms. The powerful ones. In terms of other ones that you can sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Think of when you think of other domains is the main domains, usually the Summer Court, which is ruled by Queen Titania and King Oberon.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what happens. She is the one who made the realm and currently maintains it with her archfey influence. And like a lot of other archfays, she likely has a lot of warlocks. Usually not all of them are like, oh yeah, I'll give you my soul, but
No, me like,
yeah.
what could have possibly happened to a being that powerful?
Well, a lot of it depends on the realm. Making a realm is of course no easy feat.
Feat?
Even making a demi-plane is like 8th level magic. And that doesn't even come close to the size or the fact that other creatures can live there and be born there.
Or the fucking detail that goes into every fucking aspect. Have you ever tried to make a forest?
Yeah, it's
Have
pretty
you
hard.
tried being a god?
Well, yeah. So Prismeer, hold on. Let me look. Let me general information about Prismeer. You guys don't know about this stuff yet, even with that high. With their, I guess, since you know a little bit about Zybilna, you know that there are a couple of rules in Prismeer. Uh, Particularly rules of hospitality, ownership, and reciprocity.
Mm-hmm.
Standard Fey things. You know, if
Yes.
somebody gives you something, you're obliged to take it and give something else that's of comparative value. What else? Children of Prismeer. All right, transform. That no, this happens later. This happens later. Yeah, there's a couple of different things that I can't get into, but yes, Zybilna is very powerful archfey, not quite at the level of Queen Titania, since Queen Titania rules over the entire Feywild.
I'm
But
going to ask them, why are you coming to the circus to get this dealt with? Why didn't you go to the high courts? Why don't you deal with any of the other Fey? Oh God, what's the word
nobody
I'm looking
just
for?
nobody just says. Nobody could just go to Queen Titania or the Summer Court or to the Queen of Air and Darkness and ask for favors.
This isn't a favor. This is reporting a major event in their kingdom.
Well, technically, each domain is sort of is ruled by them, and Queen Titania rules over all of them, sort of. But it's like one village being one village got burnt versus the fact that there are many domains in the Feywild, and some of them are a lot more important to balance and shit than just Prismeer.
At this point, I set her down, but I still have her like up against the rock. And I say,
Do not let go of her.
"Hold on."
I'm willing to parlay. All right,
I say,
You're willing to partay.
parlay, parlay, truce. Get this over with.
Okay. Then I say, we are also looking to talk with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light.
Well,
You're not the only one who's lost stuff here.
And
whatever you may have lost is pales in comparison to the sort of imbalance that is created when an archfey just goes missing.
This is not a dick measuring contest. Do you want help or not?
Yes. All right, fine. Sort of unruffles the feathers that Mardon has fucked up by picking her up and carrying her around the neck for a while. All right,
Have
here's
you
the
learned
rundown.
anything since being here? Or have you just put people's lives at risk?
Yes, I have. And she opens up her mouth, and a different voice comes out this time. And all of you remember this voice from your childhoods when you first laid eyes upon Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Basically, they chastised you for not buying a ticket, and then you had your shit stolen. Or that was after you had your shit stolen. And someone's going to find out about this. They'll shut us down. And that is Mr. Light's voice. And then the slightly calmer yet firm Mr. Witch says, "We agreed to this pact. Our hands were forced, but our eyes were open. We let the Hourglass Coven take what it wants, and in return, we stay in business. This is what you wanted, right?" And he closes her mouth.
well, okay then.
And because of the terms of my pact, I cannot just go into Prismeer and look for her. I can't enter it at all. Off limits, no go.
Then how do you know she's missing? She may just be in her kingdom.
It's a mental connection. I know you're not a warlock, so maybe you may not know. It's sort of. It's if you worshipped a deity and that deity went missing, it would feel like a similar sort of loss
Ah.
feeling.
I may
is
not
no
know the
longer in
feeling, but I
touch.
am familiar.
I have had warlock friends before. I know of which what you speak.
Regardless, they won't speak to me.
Do they ever speak to anybody though? Damn.
Um, well, when I was last skulking about, they speak to a man named Burley. He's, this bugbear that patrols the staff area.
Oh. Do you think you could grab us one of those staff wings?
Not the wings or anything doesn't have to. It's a specific magical spell that only allows people employed by the carnival to enter through the thorn bushes easily. Yeah, sure, you could try to force your way through, but that's not a good idea.
Oh, have you seen it before?
But look at it. It looks like a damn cheese grater.
I mean, you're not wrong there. Ugh. Well, so what have you tried?
Well, other than them refusing to speak to me and Burley completely ignoring me or threatening to beat me, trying to draw them out by enacting mischief.
Well, the big top extravaganza is supposed to
Why didn't
start
you just
soon. One
why
of them
didn't
will
you
be
just
there then.
fuck with the equipment, not the people, dude?
Well,
Hell, we walked in.
technically, what I did at the Dragonfly ride was messing with the equipment.
Yeah, but that puts someone's life at risk. I'm talking about
We would have fallen off and likely landed on a tent. Would have broke most of his fall anyways. Besides, I
and
have
those
access to a
stones.
spell. If he had not, I have access to Feather Fall. Therefore, he would have been fine, if only a little shooken up.
Why did you have to steal a voice, though? What'd that mime ever do to you?
Well, it's that or I mill about for 6 hours, picking up various words to string a sentence together. A simple sentence.
That does seem
I've been
troublesome.
here for like 7 days and I've never even heard anybody say the word sentence. Therefore, I can't use it.
Fair enough. But I do
Don't you have
expect that.
anybody who would read you a dictionary?
No. I don't know how many sociable warlocks you've met, but I am not one of them.
Well, perhaps a scholar could help you.
Oh lord.
Let me spend the next 45 minutes reading out every single word in the dictionary to this poor Kenku.
Whenever we are done
Oh.
here, I will take the hour to read the Kinku the dictionary so they never take someone's voice again.
You do not have a dictionary.
You don't know that.
Look, I think their character would be one carrying around a dictionary.
Area dictionary. Alright. Regardless, any further lines of questioning for this bird?
Um,
Uh,
is there anything else you found out here? You know, milling about for 7 days, you hear stuff from the staff, you hear whispers from people, things after events.
1 minute.
Have you heard anything about the Mountaintop Theater? Or possibly and I whisper the names of the hags.
I'm afraid not. No. And you would only know the name of your hag. Every other hag was... all the information was relayed to your specific mind about the events of you. They're like telepathic unicorns.
Fair, fair.
So unless you've taken time, which you haven't elaborated on, to tell each other what's happened, then no, you would only know. I think yours is Babylon a Bright Straw.
Mine is Moongrave.
Oh yes, Endelin. All right, yes. Um, no, afraid not.
Hmm.
If you agree to speak with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light and help find out what happens to my patron, then I will give Candlefoot his voice back.
I feel as though if we can speak to Mr. Moon and Mr. Light, we'll
Mr.
get an insight on
Moon.
all of our issues. And I agree.
All right. Then it's a deal. And you have to shake her hand.
This isn't ominous at all. Shakes their hand.
It's fine. Minor
this is
warlocks
not a-
can't make deals anyways.
Also, this isn't a tricky deal. This is an exchange.
Yes,
So,
it's
if
law
we go
of-
talk to them, or if we, then they have no choice but to give them their voice back.
I shake their hand.
All right. And she takes out this vial, this empty vial out of her pocket, and breathes into it, and you see what looks like this sort of smoke slowly coalesce and fill the bottle, and she quickly corks it off. Give this. This isn't. The next of this is going to be in very broken other words from other people. Give this to Candlefoot. And these are from various other voices, like men, women, a small child.
Give this to Candlefoot.
Yeah, pretty much. And then she makes this sort of hand motion of like inhaling the smoke.
So I assume now the big top's about to start.
Just about, yeah. Another half hour maybe, or 20 minutes maybe. I'll give you
I
guys.
would like, while they deal with her, or do whatever they're gonna do, I want to just uninhibited run over there, give Candlefoot his fucking voice back, and run back.
All right. Yep. All right. You see, you walk over and you see Candlefoot chilling there, looking depressed as ever. And what exactly do you say to him?
I pull him aside, a little whisper, the like drug deal sort of.
Oh, you guys gonna do like the hand pass?
No, I'm gonna be like, hey, Candlefoot, I heard you lost something. I feel like I may have found it. And I show him the vial of smoke.
He cocks a inquisitive eyebrow.
I found your voice. I got it back. And if you inhale this, you will have your voice returned to you.
It's not drugs, I swear.
What does he do?
No, he inhales and it's like, this isn't weed at all. This isn't my voice at all. This is just some of fucking Jim Plum's weed. No, yeah, he uncorks it and puts it to his mouth and does a deep inhale. All the smoke comes out of the bottle into his lungs. And then he exhales. Nothing comes out. And then he waits for a few seconds, clears his throat, and this time it actually makes noise.
Congrats, my dude. So,
A moment, excuse me, and he just books it. I don't think Candlefoot has a token. Let me double check. Named it. Oh, he does. He Where's there it is. Ew. He sprints off back towards where you guys were originally. To
I'm
the
running back to where I was going, and I'm like, huh, he's going in the same direction.
Yes, both of you run off. But instead of you about to take this detour here, he runs over to Palasha.
Oh yeah, didn't he have a love interest with her?
Yes.
Yeah, I need
I
to go
walk
see
up to
that.
my friends and watch the shit go down.
All
We're
right.
about to shoot his
So
shot.
he listens to Palasha doing. She resumed her singing a little bit ago, and he listens to her music. Oh, he's at the docks right now, but and then you slowly see color start being leached back into his clothes and his face, and what was once a very black and white monochromatic mime now stands. He's still a mime, but now he looks more akin to a clown with brightly colored clothes. And
I'm standing over here like, aww.
yeah, you're with your homies watching from the big rock. And
Kissing rock.
after Palasha notices this, and she swims up to where he's at on the docks, and much like Ruben last session, Candlefoot drops down to one knee and proposes to Palasha the mermaid, in
Mermaid.
his own voice for once. So this is one of this. Good job, everybody. This is supposed to go up too, so I'm gonna move it over to the side. But you have reached max carnival happiness. Big claps.
Nice.
Where's the soundboard? Congratulations.
I'm gonna put +2 to mood.
Yes, and I will be putting this. Where's my Witchlight document? Here it is. Since each of you did this, you're all going to get this onto your stats of how much you raised the happiness.
Cool.
In any event that would raise it past this will also just be added, but the carnival is happy as a clam. It's as high as it can be. Music has picked up. Everybody has a smile on their face now. You've not seen a single frown. And yes, Palasha and Candlefoot are now, like Reuben and his wife Ween, are now engaged.
Nice.
This
I
one
looked
you'll
down.
probably be getting a wedding invitation for. Maybe not Reuben, but yeah, definitely Palasha and Candlefoot.
I'll make
I
sure to bring
looked
my drug
down at
home.
the little
Look.
Corvid, and I'm like, isn't that worth it? Just absolutely enamored in the love.
He shrugs.
I feel longing.
Oh, I'm so fucking single.
I mean, my wife and child
But
died, so
the happiness of you guys realizing your good deed is sort of broken, or not the happiness. The happiness is fine. The mood is sort of broken by this loud music that starts playing over the magical speakers, whatever, and you hear a voice, and it says that the I'm not gonna do my announcer voice again because that was annoying. I love you guys, and I'm willing to put a lot of effort in, but not for this one. It's the start of the Big Top Extravaganza, baby!
I look down at the turtle, like I look like the child, and I'm like, oh my god, are you ready? I'm kind
must
of bouncing around.
must I be the responsible uncle?
Always.
Always. The big old teddy bear under the dread helm.
Oh yeah, Mardon, you weren't here for this, but underneath your character should be a section that says treasure, and that's where you can see the dread helm and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
All right, so I assume you guys want to go to the big top.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, lovely.
Literally 2 minutes to get over there.
Oh, I'm not. I don't. No, I dragged the wrong people.
Oh no.
Kettle Steam will not be coming with you, but they have agreed to cause no trouble for the time being.
Before they head off, I'm going to set up a rendezvous point for after everything up at the ticket booth.
All right.
Like, hey, when all this is done, I'll meet you at the ticket booth and we'll talk about shit.
All right. So you all take a ticket punch and enter the big top. And right now, currently, it seems it is just about to start. And so,
I want to get a spot at the front, down at the bottom.
well, you guys were. Some people were specifically standing outside and waiting. So maybe not in the front row, but 2 rows back. You third row, still really good seats for how late you got there. And it's all lit up for right now, as people are given time to buy snacks. You know, there's popcorn, of course, and then there's all sorts of the other treats that are sold by the most of the candy stands and shit like that. And then,
Are
you
there
know,
vendors?
there's talking. Yes, there are hot dogs. Get your hot dogs here.
Does
There
the
are.
turtle like popcorn?
Do you have
Ask.
Pixie Berry popcorn?
Pixie berry popcorn. No, they just have standard buttered popcorn.
No.
But they do have. Some people like to put chocolate chips or whatever M&Ms in their popcorn, so that is essentially what that would be.
I am down.
All right, yep, you get a ticket punch. Popcorn, big old bucket of popcorn, and they do not. Everybody seems in such a good mood. They definitely did not skimp on that butter and salt. It is delicious popcorn.
Nice.
Not even a single burnt kernel.
I'm gonna be sharing that.
Yeah, it's definitely big enough to share. And yeah, there's all sorts of other people in the crowds, you know. Make me a perception check.
All of us?
Yeah.
I got +2 to perception.
Okay. 7. Oh, you
Wait.
only needed to roll it once.
Okay, then I've got a 9 for perception.
You said you had
rolled it.
+2?
Yeah.
Okay. Mardon? No.
Yeah, that's a big no.
Alright, yeah, this is
Well-
DC 10. It's not hard to beat, but 2 of you have failed so far.
I sure do hope the turtle gets it. Never mind.
No, nobody sees the funny joke I was gonna make. Sad.
Sad.
Yaw.
Alright.
Good for us.
And then all of a sudden the lights sort of shut off. And, you know, they dim. It's enough for you to still be able to see. It's not like pitch black.
Yeah,
The lights
it's
dim.
dark
It's
as
about to start. Yeah. The lights dim, and a hush falls over the crowd where there had once been, you know, idle chatter. And merely a second later, a spotlight illuminates a lithe elven figure sitting in a silver hoop, suspended above the center of the ring by silk ropes. He's spinning around on this silk ring, or not silk ring, silver ring. He wears a dazzling suit of diamond-paned mirrors and a pair of butterfly wings. And his scepter is topped with a spinning weather vane. You know, the one that points like northeast, southwest.
Nice.
Welcome, one and all, to this evening's extravaganza. I am Mr. Light. Prepare to be delighted. And the acts, many other acts, start to go on. Over the course of this hour, you see a bugbear. And this one is what you saw. This is the bugbear you saw walking around into the staff area. when you flew around the staff area. This is likely Burley the Bugbear, whom Kettlestein mentioned,
Takes a
and
mental
he
note.
is performing feats of strength, lifting things that seem like they would not be liftable to the average person. Massive iron weights, some of them proudly emblazoned with like 500 pounds, 700 pounds. He's like a strong man. Next, out of the centers, this is all done via magic and things, the stage chains. Palasha the Mermaid begins her serenade from a little clamshell bathing pool. Candlefoot, now that he has his voice back, but he's still upholding the mime way, plays silent games with audience members. I don't know what that means, but I guess he's doing the whole fucking mime, put your hands up like you're in an imaginary box, and then poof, doing shit like that. Fairy dragons, including that one particular red fairy dragon you saw at the Catch the Dragon by the Tail ride, are flying all around the stage, and in the above the crowd with bright streamers tied to their tails, performing dazzling acts of synchronized flying. And troops of acrobats, clowns, and fire breathers parade around, doing each of their own, each of their own acts. This is for if any of you fuck shit up, which I hope you don't do. And then, this has been going on now. It's a delight for about 40 minutes. And the light shines back down onto the stage with Mr. Light hanging on his little silver hoop, which is suspended by rope. And his voice seems magically amplified, as if used by like the thaumaturgy spell. He asks if anybody from the crowd would like to try their own performance.
I look over
Me,
to
the bard. Ooh, me. Pick me. Me.
All right. If you decide to do this, it is a DC 14 performance check. Anybody else can help her, or help them, sorry, with this performance check as a group act, or just Kata can do this.
I don't think my character would be doing any performing, so I look at the turtle and be like, "Do you want to go perform?"
I pull out my pan flute, look at the turtle. We got this.
Oh, I thought you were going to do something like knife juggling.
No,
That's what all the cool bards do.
the turtle also has a pan flute.
Oh, okay. If Patience wants to perform on stage. Oh, motherfucker.
Why not?
Nothing, just some
Yay.
shit. It's fine.
Okay, so how does this roll assistance go?
If you both act, you can make it a group check. So both of you would roll performance. Unfortunately, it's not just make a check with advantage, but make a group check. So both of you roll performance once.
13 plus 2.
Okay, 15.
Ouch.
It is... Okay, so that's 17 total. That's not really that great. If you guys want to try for a better thing, I will let just Tova roll with advantage. Because otherwise, you will embarrass yourself in front of the entire carnival. And be laughed at.
Can I give Tova bardic inspiration?
You can?
Cool. Hey Tova, you get an extra 1d6.
Well, I imagine they'd want to spend it for this, maybe.
Yep.
Alright. You can go ahead and roll your d6. Hopefully it's a 6.
And you said they get to roll with advantage.
I said if you guys wanted to, instead of doing a group check, just have Kata roll once with advantage.
Ah. So did you want to roll?
One d6, not 6d6.
Sorry.
Mulligan. She's out here casting fireball. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that one, so you can roll one more time. Just the singular d6. I guess. Yeah.
One.
Well, because the carnival is supposed to be 2 extra spaces, your failed act doesn't really. It's you're out of tune. It's really bad. Kata sort of masks it by using the pan flute and playing louder than you, but it does not really woo the carnival. Unfortunately, that does drop the mood by 1.
It wasn't great, but it
Wow.
was charming. A kid was playing a pan flute. That was charming.
It's like the guy who plays the kazoo at the school talent show.
Yeah.
So it's like the least, the worst instrument. Fuck the kazoo. All right, and a couple of other people do their own acts. There seems to be a man in like rogues sort of attire. He juggles knives while his homeboy does sword swallowing.
I was just thinking my character would be good at sword swallowing.
Yeah, you may be undead, but you're still also alive. So the risk of you actually cutting open one of your organs is viable and would kill you.
Oh, never mind.
There's a reason there's a trick behind sword swallowing. Usually they swallow the sheath first, so they don't just stab themselves.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, this goes on for the last 20 minutes of the big top. Of a couple of people doing their own acts before Mr. Witch congratulates everybody and thanks them for attending. But as you are about to leave, the Bugbear Strongman, Burley, from the, what's the word I'm looking for? Excuse me, from the staff. He's the staff member, and the one Kettle Steam told you about was he comes up to all of you, and he very simply says, "Bossman want to talk with you," and leads you to the staff area.
Didn't have
Surely
to
will
break
do.
in.
Yes, sir. Lead the way.
At least we don't have to break in here for it.
Don't say that out loud.
I did not.
All right. Here it is. I've been opening it up so much on accident. Now I get to actually open it up normally. Alright, so yes, you all follow Burley the Bugbear. And,
the burly bear.
no, his name is Burley the Bugbear.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I said. The
Yeah.
burly bugbear.
A bit on the nose. Here's his token, if it'll let me drag it out. Yes, he has a pumpkin on his head.
What? Where?
Yeah. I can show you his picture real quick. Where is that's Mr. Lich? There we go. Burley's plan. I will show you sort of what he looks like.
Oh, okay. I would follow him anywhere.
I'd follow you to the 9 hells and back, boss.
I just want
Are
to give
you-
him a tiny cupcake.
Are you aroused by this burly bugbear?
No.
He's a handsome fellow. Don't talk shit on Burley.
I think he's super cute. Also, he looks like a big old teddy bear.
Yes, but he could also very easily squish your head with one hand. You saw how much he lifted those weights.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
but also gentle giant.
All right. A tangled wall of thorns surrounds a cluster of wagons lit by lanterns. It's just barely visible through this thicket of brambles that you guys were originally stopped by when you tried to, um, what's the fucking word I'm looking for?
Flyover.
Tried to fly over, yes. And as he walks up to it, uh, an 8 foot high, 4 foot wall doorway appears in this brambles. The same way you saw him walk in, they sort of just spread out, and then as you all walk in, they all knit back together. All right, and there's a circle of 8 brightly painted wagons in here. One of which is a glass enclosed tank of water. You imagine for
That's for the
Palasha.
mermaid.
Yeah. All right, and yeah, you got the homeboy Burley, who wears a large jack o' lantern with his dungarees and fake fairy wings, and the central area inside here. There is a clown.
I stay a little closer to this child as we go into the restricted areas.
This effing clown.
All right. Yes. So yes, there is a clown, and as Burley walks by, they both scowl at each other. There's clearly a lot of hate.
Oh.
Fuck that clown.
Yeah. All right. So now I have to go. You will now meet Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. All right. Let me find the thing that actually mentions meeting the both of them. Carnival events, meeting Witch and Light. There it is. All right. And here is what Mr. Witch and Mr. Light look like.
Oh.
The man on the right is Mr. Light, the one you saw performing at the big top. And the man standing back there, a rather rotund boy, that would be Mr. Witch.
They don't look like trusty fellows.
Mr. Witch looks real sketch. Mr. Light looks like a showman.
He looks like he's about to start being like, "You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. Didn't even bring a gift."
And the other one's gonna sound like the Joker.
Yes.
Mr. Light, put him into concrete shoes.
Batman.
You bet you, boss.
Batman, there's no laws against the Pokemon, Batman. All right. So yes, the homeboy Burley, and you follow him. All right. The bugbear leads you to a circle of wagons. Leaning against a particularly ostentatious wagon is an aging clown with a painted grin. This is the clown you saw in the middle. He puffs a bubble pipe and glares at you as the bugbear, ignoring the clown, opens the wagon's door and ushers you inside. That is the homeboy Thaco. Fuck that guy.
I feel like
All
I'm
right.
gonna have to kill the clown.
I really hate how they describe
No.
it, but this is okay. Inside the wagon, a flamboyant elf grins from ear to ear as he welcomes you into the wagon with a theatrical bow. Please come in. It's a delight to meet all of you. I am Mr. Light, and this is my associate, Mr. Witch. He gestures to a stocky elf, lounging against the bunk bed, and he nods at you and takes off his top hat.
I, also being a flamboyant elf, bow back.
Just two elves. Alright, and Mr. Light proceeds to point at his scepter. This little device here picks up every nuance of emotion at this carnival. Thank you all for bringing such a good cheer to this event. This is likely one of the best Witchlight carnivals we've had in quite some time.
Well, I don't know how much cheer I could have caused with that last performance.
Oh, it's fine.
So, what can we do for you?
Oh, well, we simply wanted to meet you and thank you for doing such a good job bringing up the mood of the carnival. And we've heard from a few people about some of the things you've done. Palasha and Candlefoot are quite happy.
I currently have my arms crossed and I'm sizing up Mr. Witch.
He seems to not even pay attention to you as he checks his pocket watch and then puts it back in his pocket. So, says Mr. Light, why have you all come back to the carnival? And you see that both he and Mr. Witch seem to remember you from when you lost your shit.
Well, I think it's no question that we have all, regrettably, paid the price for a very unfortunate mistake, and I feel like we have come to rectify.
Well, you know, we, you know, where's the thing? Okay, yes, here it is. We do apologize, of course, that you may have lost some things, but we are not responsible for these losses, so do not take out any misplaced anger on us, if you would be so kind.
We
There are
we
forces at
love
work.
this carnival,
There are
and
good.
gestures to all the deeds we have done since
hmm
thus far.
There are forces at work on the other side that are entirely beyond uh, our control. And then Mr. Witch heads in a sort of low voice. He says, "The wheels of time turns ever on. What's lost is lost. What's gone is gone."
But I'm sure these forces vex you as much as the rest of us. I mean, who would want a reputation for a carnival where things get lost?
Well, yes, and that is why we legally claim no sort of. It's not our fault. And, frankly, it has only ever happened to non-ticket holders. That is the protection of which the Witchlight Carnival grants while you are within its walls.
Try as we may to make this a very enjoyable evening, I have noticed some very dangerous happening.
Oh, yes. This is Mr. Witch talking now. Kettle Steam. She's just a disgruntled guest and troublemaker, and her patron, Zybilna, dwells within Prismia. Ah, yes, has gone missing or something, has stopped contacting her. Uh,
Where would someone
Zybilna,
so powerful go missing?
I have no idea. She is the patron of the Witchlight Carnival as well. Surely you felt, you know, a little bit of magic throughout the entire carnival.
Oh, this carnival is full of magic. It's wonderful. But surely her being gone has affected the carnival too.
Not really, no.
For being the patron of this carnival, one would assume that her being God would affect it.
Not particularly. Fey magic is as tricky as it is lasting. And even though a deal was struck and the holder of the deal may be gone, its magic still exists.
Interesting, interesting.
The same way as if one were to make a contract with a devil, should that devil die, the contract does not just go up in flames.
Very witty. I like that play of words.
He seems pretty stone-faced. You can tell that he is much more the serious manager of the carnival, while Mr. Light is sort of Joker-esque, probably slightly crazy.
Out of character, I'm trying to figure out how to bring up the hags
Mm-hmm.
and see if I can get any information on them or pull out any information at all about the deal they made with the goddess.
Mm-hmm.
You could go, speaking of contracts,
You could go.
I'm
Speaking
10.
Yeah, but you're a very observant 10-year-old.
You're you're not the average baby turtle.
You're not the average crown in the box, honey. And I won't let them dismiss you.
They don't seem at all like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't seem to mind that there's a child.
I feel like they must have gotten some pretty good suggestions from small beings. People get born in carnival scenes. Sure, they're used to dealing with very intelligent children. And very stupid children.
Yes, like Thaco. Fuck that guy. Alright. So, other questions. Yes.
Out of character, I was just wondering if maybe these hags were a part of this like time coven or whatever that Kerosene mentioned.
The Hourglass Coven?
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm. Alright, yeah.
So you said it was Mr. Witch that had the pocket watch, right?
Yes, Mr. Witch is the man who carries the magical pocket watch.
I also have a magical pocket watch. What does mine do again?
Yours, you can forego any roll
And give
and
an
make it a 10.
automatic 10?
Yes, plus your modifiers. It's not. It's like what a rogue's reliable talent does at like levels 13 and shit.
Ooh. I
So-
should have used that for the performance.
Yours was higher than it could have gotten. You pretty much rolled a 10 plus your shit.
Nice.
But it's only for your rolls, I think. Let me look. Amulet.
I have already attuned to the amulet.
Yes,
for
yes.
protection.
You start. Well. Okay, hold on. Yes, when you make an. Oh, it's an attack roll only. I guess
Okay.
that's why it's a common magic item.
Okay.
But do remember that that of course will work with like spell attacks like Guiding Bolt or Firebolt.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! I know they say that you can beat them, but these guys are fucking hard.
Wait, we can beat these guys up?
I
am
wouldn't
not.
recommend it.
I'm not looking for a fight with them. I'm looking for camaraderie enough to get them relaxed enough to either believe that we are not here to harm them or that what we could do could benefit them if we got rid of the hags.
Okay.
What is the hags tied to them though, if any?
Yeah. They've said that Zybilna is their patron.
I'm gonna do a quick Google. How do you spell her name?
Zybilna?
Mm-hmm.
Z. I would. What are you googling exactly? Because spoilers
Just
could very easily come up.
oh dang it! I was just gonna get the D&D description of this person.
Yeah. Go ahead and do not look that up, please,
Okay.
because there is a spoiler that immediately comes up.
Ah, damn it. Okay, I will not then.
Yes. So what is? Oh, I have this page here. So what exactly are you trying to look up?
Oh, just general information about her. I was trying to see if there was anything I could see to pick out that would be useful in conversation with these two, relevant for her and the hags, relevant for, um, you
Oh, you're
know,
just looking how to bring up their connection.
exactly.
You're gonna have to formulate that yourself. I can't talk for your character. Let me open back up Catching Kettle Stream though, and I'll see
Hmm.
if there's what exactly she told you. So, from what Kettle Steam told you all, um, we agreed to the pact. Our hands were forced, but our eyes were open. We let them take what they want, and in return, we stay in business.
I don't want to be too forward with them, or else we're going to get evicted by a bugbear. But I want to bring up what we learned with Kettlestein. Now that we've brought up Kettlestein being a troublemaker, the goddess, their connection to the goddess, um,
Okay,
like
idea. You could say like, this. We heard Kettlestein say this crazy thing, then proceed to.
yeah, so they're talking about the goddess being their patron for the carnival, and I start talking about, well, funny thing about the patron. Kettlestein, she's their patron, and they told us that there was some deal struck and people taking things. I very vaguely tell them what I was told in a way
Okay.
that isn't accusing them of anything, but they know exactly what I know.
Mm, well, we were not the original owners of the carnival, and the pact was simple, honest pact, with the owner of a similar carnival.
So,
You can
what?
all make me, I think it's an Arcana check.
Okay, this is a +5. Oh, dirty 20. Nice.
Okay,
12.
I am. Alright, you said 20?
Yes.
You have heard tell, that there is a similar carnival, sort of the opposite of the Witchlight Carnival. Mardon, you don't know, and you don't know, Tara, because this is from a completely other plane. The plane of Ravenloft. There is a Carnival Imorai, uh, which is more of like a freak show than a carnival, really. And it's not a good place. It was uh what where is this whole full thing? Bum, 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 bum. This was originally run by a adventurer named Isolda, who was an Eladrin like you, and that's sort of when you realize that these aren't Eladrin. These are Shadar Kai. They're a lot paler and less colorful than Eladrin like yourself, because they come from the Shadowfell. And in doing so, they swapped. The Shadar-kai now ran the Witchlight Carnival, and Isolde, the Eladrin, now runs the uh, Carnival Imorai, spelled I, comma Morai.
What's the goddess's name?
The goddess is named Zybilna, and I'll.
I'm getting real funny feelings about this. So they start telling me about the other carnival, and my
No,
eyes
this is
get
what
wide.
you know. They tell you that they don't tell you about the other carnival.
No, they
This is what
mention
you
a
know. Yes,
similar carnival.
yes,
They talk to
yes.
me a little bit about the
They
deal, and
they
my
swap.
eyes get wide
Yeah.
with realization, and I'm like, "Dear gods, you've got to be joking me." As it dawns on
What?
me,
Begging your pardon.
and I go, this carnival reminds me a lot of another one I've heard about. You know, run by, oh, what's their name? And I mentioned the person they swapped carnivals with.
Hmm. Knowledgeable, aren't you? Well,
Well, I must know about my
Isolde
own kind.
is no longer the carnival owner. Actually, hold on. Let me check their shit. Okay, no, this is about Mr. Light. All right. Well, okay, yep. Mulligan, Mulligan. Uh, what about it? It was an honest deal struck between two people, three people rather.
Yes, but no carnival just leaves everyone behind. Who did you bring with you?
Light, of course.
And
That's it. Me and Mr. Light ran Carnival Imorai for a short time before our carnival happened upon the Feywild. Oh no, it's the other way around, that's right, yes. The Witchlight Carnival came to the Shadowfell, particularly the dread domain of Ravenloft, and it seemed like a good change. We are all long-living beings, you know. One must have a little bit of excitement and change, or else things get stagnant.
so dull. Like agreeing. Like yeah, it gets dull.
The terms of the deal were simple. Light and I take control over the Witchlight Carnival, and Isolde becomes the new ringmaster of Carnival Imorai.
But I have a feeling something else happened that night.
No? And you can see they're being truthful. It was a deal made a long time ago between these two people, and it does not have anything to do with the current situation going on. Hags don't live in the Shadowfell; they live in the Feywild. So
Oh, damn it. So what probably happened is they took the carnival and the hags were already at the carnival when they took it over.
all
Oh
right,
no. Okay, so
that's what he mentions. That's what he brings up.
I
He does
asked
not
if
mention
they
anything
got
else.
more than they bargained for in their deal, referring to the hags.
Nothing. Well, from the
Question.
deal
Would you build a
particularly.
website?
No, we got ownership of the carnival, and she got ownership of our carnival. And then that was the deal. Struck simple. But things change as time moves on. They seem to be knowing what you're trying to steering this conversation towards, the Hourglass Coven, and they aren't really bringing anything up about it.
Mm. I don't know where to go from here.
Well, you can, alright, well, that's fine. you'll get where you need to go anyways. Like I said, there are fail safes. Regardless, Mr. Witch quickly checks his pocket watch and sees that they've got some other meeting lined up. And he closes it shut and says, Burley, would you be able to escort our esteemed guests out of the staff area? There's no malice or anything behind it. He just has something else important to do.
I,
Uh,
I of course thank them both in my biggest bow and most showman-like smile for their time.
Oh, yes, before you go, do talk to Thaco. He's a clown of few words, but many talents. He has a little gift for all of you.
Uh,
And yeah, you go outside after being escorted by Burley, and in the middle of the carnival, near leaning up against one of these carts is yes, Thaco the clown. Let me find. Geez, they don't tell you as a dungeon master how many tabs you have to have open at any given.
Right?
I have like 6 tabs open of all the stuff and all the characters. And even then, I still don't have everything prepared. All right. Yes. Blah 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 blah. All right. So before you go meet with Thaco, Burley sort of pulls you towards another cart. I'm gonna size you all down. You guys can zoom in if you want to. And he takes off his little pumpkin head, and he looks awful worried about something. Bad things have been happening at the carnival for a while. People and things are going missing, and my bosses know more than they're telling. But their hands seem to be tied somehow. You're the first people I've seen who might be able to set things right. Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, they're good guys, but you may need some leverage to make them spill the beans.
You seem to care a lot about this.
Yes, I've been employed at the carnival for a long time.
I don't know anyone who wouldn't want to protect their home.
All right.
So, this
So
leverage,
yes, the Witchlight Monarch event will be happening at the end of the night, and it's chosen by Mr. Light's Witchlight vein, the thing that you see him holding, and Light doesn't have any control over who the monarch will be, but it's always the guest who has contributed the most to the carnival. And Mr. Witch's Witchlight Watch, uh, without that, he cannot keep the carnival running on schedule. So both of these are very important items. And without it, the carnival cannot function. If you were to get your hands on one of them, you would be able to leverage giving it back in exchange for the information that you need and how you can fix things.
you wouldn't happen to know how to protect these things, would you? Because you wouldn't want anyone getting a hold of them.
Well, they're always on their person at all times. Uh, Mr. Witch's light is likely easier to take because it's usually in his pocket. Whereas the Witchlight vein is almost always tucked into uh, Mr. Light's hands.
Almost.
Yes, almost always. I don't have any. I've never really seen him without it, and I don't have a plan that would be able to safely get that in our hands.
Hmm. You've been so much help. Is there
Um,
anything
one
else?
last thing. I've heard about what you've been doing all over the carnival, and I can think of 3 people who may be able to help you.
Oh,
De Legron, and you recognize this, Mardon, as the displacer beast that the little boy called Durla. So that's just
Oh.
short for Durlagron. Uh, Candlefoot, perhaps, and Palasha. Since you have helped both of them, perhaps they might help you. But stay away from Thaco. He's untrustworthy.
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light said the clown had something for us.
What that is, I have no idea.
Would you go with us to get it before you escort us out?
Yes. Yes. But also, gods, and I even hate to mention it, you could always ask Kettle Steam.
Oh,
Well, they've been stealing things all over the carnival. They seem experienced.
hmm. Thank you.
Alright. Yes, that is all.
So go
And
over to the.
he goes to, yes, escort you to Thaco. And, he's shooting a glare at Burley. But he does say, the bosses wanted me to give you something. What's your favorite animal?
The tortoise.
And as soon as you say tortoise, he groans a little bit, but then takes out a package of balloons and begins blowing them up and, you know, tying them all up. And then he hands you, after about maybe a minute, uh, a green balloon that is tied into the shape of a tortoise.
And of course, when you say that, I look up and smile at you.
I like the fact that they got big, strong armor all over their backs.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, your turn, Tara.
Um, I don't know, a butterfly?
All right, all right.
It's not
And
gonna be your little sea worm.
that's actually what I was thinking because I knew at the end you guys had done the carnival in a good mood, so you were gonna get this balloon animal, and I was like, probably the sea squirt.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so easy. He just blows out one long tube, paints on it with a sharpie, and then hands it to you. But yes, Mardon, you notice that there's a ribbon around your tortoise, around his neck, and it just seems to uh, float behind you
Oh.
magically, without a string or anything like that.
I want a fairy dragon.
God damn it! But then he blows up your fairy dragon. This one takes at least 3 minutes because he's using a lot of different balloons. Barely, you fucking asshole! You know how much I hate doing fairy dragons. I didn't tell him to do nothing.
No, genuinely, I love fairy dragons. I used to have one as a kid.
Thaka grumbles to himself as he finishes tying up the last balloons onto this fairy dragon balloon. And similarly, yours has a ribbon around the neck and it floats behind you. And Tara has their butterfly. And then uh, as Burley sort of takes you to the edge of the the thorn wall, he seems to do a different hand gesture than he did last time to open it up, and this one makes it a lot bigger of an entrance so that you don't poke your balloons on it.
Aw,
Okay.
he's such a sweet bean.
How could you expect a man who wears a pumpkin on his head to be evil?
Is there any way we could get a little note of the people they mentioned
Yes, I will write this down now.
while it's fresh on the brain?
Yes.
Um, Out of character, I think Mardon is the best to get the Displacer Beast. Tara should definitely get the Mermaid, and I should definitely go get the Mime if the Mermaid and the Mime are not together.
Agreed.
Those are the people he mentioned. Do 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 do. I maybe did this a little bit out of turn, but so originally the big top was where you were supposed to steal this, but that happened first before you guys had like max happiness, which is the triggering event that lets you beat
Yeah.
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, or it's either max happiness or max chaos. Like you have fucked everything up, and that's when they're pretty pissed.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, thank you so much. Don't take it out on us." And we're like,
User
"We obviously
disconnected from your
aren't."
channel.
All right. Yes. So timed events. Okay. Oh yeah. He also told you that when somebody's crowned Witchlight Monarch, they get this magic charm that lets them be able to fly.
I need it.
Well, assuming everything goes well, perhaps you will get it. Jeez, I have moved up to 7 open pages.
Oh,
I can probably, and no, I'll keep Mr. Light open and Mr. Witch. I have to open up his, so that's 8. Fuck!
big oof. Oh, you sound like the clown.
Alright,
I need
yes.
the fucking fairy dragons.
Fucking fairy dragons! Fuck you, Burly!
When you said any animal, immediately I went, "I'm getting one of those fucking fairy dragons."
They are cool little creatures.
So are they just balloon animals, or do they
Yes,
have?
they are balloon animals, and their only magical property seems to be that they float behind you and don't just fly off into the sky.
That's amazing.
Where's the heist chapter?
Yeah, where's the heist?
Dun,
There is no heist chapter.
dun, dun, dun,
Burley's plan. Okay, yes, this is the. Okay. Alright, yes, so you guys have to come up with your own scheme.
So here's my
I
plan.
can, you guys, think about this for a minute, talk between yourselves. I have to go pee real quick, but I'll be back in a moment.
Hey, I'm gonna go get a drink real quick.
But the plan.
I'll be like 5 seconds.
I gotta pee too. I'll be right back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alright, so I was not really paying all that much attention because the Super Bowl just started and I was doing like stuff with that.
Dweeb.
But I was kind of paying attention, so I know we're having to do something.
We gotta make a plan to steal stuff.
Yeah, I know I have to talk to the Displacer Beast.
Nate. Nate.
So we have to steal some things off of Mr. Witch with the help of these carnival people.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I guess
Hello.
I'll go for the lost property to get the displacer beast.
They're logged in.
Yeah.
I'm back.
All right.
I guess
I'm the
Okay.
only one.
Say, do you guys have a plan? It's not just like Baldur's Gate 3, gather your allies. You don't have to have everybody.
Okay, I have a plan.
Cool.
I got a plan, Arthur.
I
I
don't.
have a name, and it's a good one too. Okay,
All right.
so if we could gather everybody, and then meet up with Kettle Steam, I think we can get a good plan together to get the Displacer Beast, the Mime, and Kettle Steam on on espionage and our mermaid on distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or we could use Candlefoot and Plash
Alasha.
Mermaid Palasha and Candlefoot to do a distraction. Um, while Kettle Steam and the Displacer Beast help us get the watch.
I think the displacer beast would be good at making a distraction with Palasha, and then we got the mime and Kelstein doing the steely steal.
I think that's also a really good plan. I just didn't want to paint the Displacer Beast as a villain.
They're not. They're a showman. A showwoman.
This is the
No,
greatest show.
not particularly.
Uh, I just figured displacer beasts can displace stuff, so
Yes, they can displace their body per making it. Here, I'll just.
We need
You
to
rolled
check out.
really. Oh, this is of course not gonna fucking do it publicly for whatever reason. Okay, basically, it can make a magical illusion of itself that appears to be standing near its actual location, causing attack rolls against it to have a disadvantage.
yeah. So I feel like I should go get the displacer beast, and then y'all can find the mime and the mermaid. And
Let's think about our plan a little bit more.
You guys have time. We've only
So
been playing for an hour, so
our Displacer Beast can
make an illusion of itself.
make an illusion.
Mhm.
Our Kettle Steam can change their voice and appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Palasha and Candlefoot are both entertainers with their race specific attributes, and they have good knowledge of the carnival. Um, as well as our displacer beast. We've also got a turtle, a turtle child of all things. We have a giant scary man, and we have an entertaining Eladrin.
Perfect heist group.
How do we get that fucking watch? And what do we know will bring out this motherfucker?
Yeah, originally it was supposed to be the big top was like where you were supposed to steal it because Witch would have been chilling in here. But it seems we'll have to improvise.
Yes.
I feel like if we make a big enough scene, or
I
make
rolled to set the entire carnival on fire.
no,
I don't want our
Uh,
not
baby,
the mood, not our carnival mood.
we want a
Well,
large event without it being destructive.
Palasha and Candlefoot should approach Witch about combining their acts more.
oh, this is for handouts. I don't want handouts. Where is La Critura? Here it is.
Anyone got high sleight of hand?
No.
What would I have a +2?
Kettle Steam has good steelies.
I feel like Kettle Steam would be a good one to steal it.
So Kettle Steam is definitely fucking grabbing it. We've got a thing that turns you invisible, a thing that makes you be able to climb on walls, a thing that disguises you.
Hmm. And Kettle Steam can also innately cast Disguise Self.
Yes. Um, who does that leave us with? What do we need to do with the displacer beast then?
I don't know.
I feel like the Displacer Beast might be able to have it where uh, it looks like we're not actually.
It cannot help you. That effect only helps it.
Oh, I don't know.
We might need their help with the hags, so I think we should put the displacer beast on the back burner for now and go to Palasha and Candlefoot about making a distraction so Kettle Steam can steal the watch. However, the only issue I see coming up with this is Kettle Steam stole Candlefoot's fucking voice. We need to deal with that.
I thought we did.
Well, make goodwill between them, I think, is what they're saying.
Yes. We need them to work together.
Do 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 do.
So,
Do, 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 do.
Stormcloak, you should go get Kettlefoot, and Tara and
Stormcloak?
I. Huh?
You said Stormcloak. You should go get Kettlefoot.
Sorry. Mardon, you should go get Kettlefoot, while Tara and I take care of Palasha and Candlefoot, and we should inform them of the plans and meet up uh, over by the rock.
By the Kissing Rock.
Why are all these sheets say always whisper rolls? That's so fucking stupid. Hold on. Tell me if you can see this.
Yes. Control water.
Okay. Cool. I don't know why it's like that, but I have to
Okay.
manually go in and fucking every time I want to use somebody now. All right. Where's Kettle Steam?
I'm right
All
next
right.
to her here.
No, I'm talking about on my screen.
Oh, your
There we go.
1 million tabs open.
Yes, I literally have 10 open now, and I have to still get Candlefoot. All right. That's Burley. No. I have all of your NPC friends. Oh, and what was I gonna say? Fuck. I don't need it. I have that other one. All right, thank you. Sorry, that was something else. Yes. So where the fuck was I? I have all your NPC friends open. Yes.
Well, I guess I get
All
what's her
right, you get
face?
kettle
Yeah,
steam.
yeah, Kettle
Okay.
Steam, and I bring her to the Kissing Rock.
Oh, that's not what I want to do. God damn. Okay, yes, you two are at the rock. We can now move on to the other two. All right. Kata and Tara. What do you guys? What do you guys? How are you gonna ask them to come help you?
Tara, did you have any ideas before I put anything forth?
Um, we helped Candlefoot recover what he lost, and this will help us recover what we lost.
I have an idea that can tie into that. So the big top just finished. I'm assuming that our mermaid friend gets breaks, yes?
Hmm.
So we get done with.
Mainly, she uses the waterways to travel.
So I'm assuming she's on break, talking with her love somewhere along the shore, cooing at their new engagement, and Tara and I walk up. And we're like, hello. Sorry we couldn't say before, but congratulations on your engagement.
Oh, thank you. This is Palasha speaking. Fuck, I hate doing female voices. I am almost incapable of it. You guys can get a little bit bigger since you're not within the confines of. This map has poor scaling, very poor scaling. All right, yes. All right, yeah. You can chill with them.
um, so while they're on break, we start talking about cute things like how they met and all this other good jazz, blah blah blah. As the conversation goes on, uh, I'm assuming one of them was like, "Oh my god, thank you so much for all your help," blah blah blah.
Yes,
Um,
Candlefoot, thanks you.
and if there's anything we can do, just let us know. And I'm like, well, we actually have a bit of a problem.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Um, It seems like your lovely, lovely carnival has been plagued by some not so savory friends. Far worse than Kettlefoot.
Kettle steam,
Kettle
candle
Steam.
foot.
Worse than Kettle
Oh,
Steam.
it's my homie Candle Steam.
Sure the fuck is.
Yeah, we got
Uh,
Burley the Kinku.
but I informed them about what I know of the hags and how I lost something and how we went to the big top. All this stuff has happened. They obviously see my amazing fairy dragon. Um, and I'm like, we need your help to get that watch, or else we're not going to be able to save this carnival, and people are going to keep getting hurt. I also explain why the crow did what they did, not excusing it, but inform them of the help we will need and what we plan to do.
Mhm. Well, all right. They seem. Palasha really doesn't understand how much she can help, but because she's bound to water essentially. But Candlefoot seems game to help you.
Um, you guys have been here a long time. Is there anything that will definitely bring this man out to speak business with you or get him somewhere out in the open?
Mm, Not really. For most instances, they will be just managing the Witchlight Carnival from inside the staff area. I could perhaps draw them out of their cart, but not very much anywhere
They do
other than
go to the
here.
big top.
Yes, but the big top extravaganza has just ended. It's really the only time the two of them are separated, other than the crowning of the monarch. The monarch.
Well, how do you speak with them? If you're bound to waterways, and I refer to God, where the fuck is her name? Palasha.
Well, usually I would, when things are getting ready to pack up, I have my own wagon that is specialized for water, and basically she goes on to explain that she would show up behind the staff area, closest at that river bend, and they'd get her into the cart there, and then they'd be able to, uh, move the cart.
It's no question that you two just happily got engaged. Perhaps you could draw him out to the river side to have a quick discussion with you, because it's not time for your performances to be over, but you're on break, and this seems fairly important.
Perhaps. Um, who else do you have for your little endeavor?
I've already told them about Kettle Steam. Those two, our party. I mention our pumpkin-headed guard friend, and that we also have a good, strong relationship with our friend the Displacer Beast.
No, Derlaguan. All right. Mm, Well, actually, I think maybe I have some way Derlaguan could help. Maybe not by being there, but I have an idea.
Oh,
Uh, Derla has this peg around her neck that she Uh, it's filled with some sort of apple juice, but it makes the people that drink it quite happy. And I think if perhaps we were gave some to Mr. Witch, then he might be in a good enough mood to come outside of his wagon at the very least. Maybe not all the way across the carnival over here, but within the confines of the staff area. And then, of course, there's Thaco to worry about. We don't, you don't want him to see you doing anything.
So far, we've got a happy couple that needs to speak to the host. We've got a guard that can help us get in. We've got a master of disguise and trickery. We've got a displacer beast with a real nice potion. I think we've got ourselves a solid plan.
Mardon, Kettle Steam, while they're talking to this, Kettle Steam conveys through writing that they would be able to knock Mr. Witch out pretty easily.
Ooh, I take note of that.
I'm assuming not by brute
no,
force.
not by brute force.
Really, I can't just knock him in the back of the head like with a karate chop.
I feel like we should have Mr. Witch do a toast to the happy couple and discuss businessy shit, and that toast should include some real happy night juice.
Just good old
It is in
chloroform.
fact Kettle Steam explains that it's a spell.
Okay.
Nice.
Better idea. Does someone have chloroform?
Chloroform does not exist
Shoot.
yet.
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 I'm sure if you guys had a fucking artificer in this group, you'd find a way to make guns and explosives and sulfuric acid.
If I was an artificer, this would be a totally different campaign.
Yeah, we wouldn't have Mardon the Obliterator.
No.
I think my
But
parents are making spaghetti. I'm getting kind of hungry.
do you guys like just get the gist of the plan? Does it sound like a good plan? Do you have
Get
better
in there,
ideas?
shoot Mr. Light, take his shit, leave.
Yes. Love it.
No, yeah.
But do I get to punch someone?
No,
You can punch Kettle Steam after everything's said and done.
not until the hags.
Yes.
You can punch a hag.
Fine, I'll punch a hag. I love punching old ladies.
Bevlorna Brightstraw better watch her fucking back, man. All I'm saying.
Right. I love punching old ladies.
No, what's that fucker's name from the racing track?
Oh yeah.
Oh
nice.
yes. One moment.
I
The
think-
funny thing, by the way, now that the big top's over, he was just gonna be standing. He was gonna be sitting like on the other side of the ring, just glaring at you.
Oh shit! I didn't put him down as an enemy.
His name was Billar, Billar, Gold Mender.
Yeah, that little shit better watch his fucking back.
I have to put him in the important people's list as an enemy.
Yes, he's now my arch nemesis.
Let me really quickly see if I can just find a funny picture of a gnome, rich gnome.
A rich gnome with the top hat and everything.
Perhaps we'll see what the token gods decide. What? Oh, that's Donald Trump as a gnome. That's not what I mean.
Yes.
I have to look at. I have to look at.
Yes.
That is it.
No, it like the stereotypical. I'll post it anyways, but I wanted the fantasy gnome, not this. Mardon, you took my gold, Mardon. I don't like that.
I found you a picture.
All right.
I'm gonna send it to the Discord.
Yeah, I'm just finding gnome wizards and shit. Never mind. I found a cooler one.
Can I still show you mine?
Yes, you can show me yours. Maybe they're even the same image.
Ooh.
My boy with the big mustache.
Ah, damn! It was
Oh, it
the
is
same
the same.
image.
This boy dapper as fuck, man.
Dapper
Same
Biller.
brain cell.
Yeah. I just looked up rich gnome fantasy art.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. He looks like the sleazy scumball that would fucking bet on snail races.
That is basically what I was picturing, though. Only the one I was picturing was slightly more rotund.
Oh, this was the image my buddy used for his gnome. And this guy survived from sessions 1 through 13, where everybody else died.
Oh yeah.
His
Of
name was
course they did.
Kretl. Kretler Koo. And yeah, he was a survivor. He had dementia.
Dementia.
Yes, gnome dementia. And yeah, he couldn't remember shit. But he also saw everybody he loved die, pretty much.
Dementia
So
and PTSD.
all yeah, dementia and PTSD, and he's now a recurring character because the DM or the guy who played him is now the DM, and he's like a major quest giver. There was a 20-year time skip from the original campaign. But
That's
yes,
cool as fuck.
detracting from that. Yes, there we have Bill R. Gold member, not member Mender. Gold member is Austin Power movie.
Bum, 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 bum.
I have my arch nemesis.
Fuck sick douche nuggets.
Can't wait to beat him in another snail racing.
I
Yeah, this
can't.
time he's on an actual snail, and he's like shooting at you with a hand crossbow. Midway doing it, it's like a car chase scene.
Yes. Someone get cabbage.
I can't wait to beat his ass once we get out of the carnival.
So fine, I'm gonna make him a 5th level something or other.
A 5th level fucktard.
Just can't
God, my
wait for the
fucking
assassins
wrist.
you'll bring on us.
Oh wow, that fucking hurt.
What?
Oh, I think my fucking thumb has been like out of socket or something. And I
Oh.
popped it back in. And that's what was causing it to hurt.
Do your thumbs just get stiff and you gotta wiggle them to like pop them?
Well, it hurt every time I rotated my wrist a certain way, and then I fucking pushed on like the base of it, like near the wrist, and it fucking popped back into place. My God, that hurts.
Damn, you really do seem like you be having a connective tissue disorder.
Oh. All right, so you sort of have a rough plan formed. Play it by ear at best.
Ah, fuck, ouch, shit.
You all right?
Yeah, I just stabbed myself. Don't worry, keep going.
All right. Yes, and you guys gather your allies. Palasha's sort of chilling close to you guys, just shooting some rather disdainful looks at Kettle Steam.
Of course, understandable.
Before we start anything, before we do anything, before we try anything, assuming that our
Yeah.
good sir has explained the plan to Kettle Steam or whatever.
And Candlefoot has sent somebody that he trusts over to fetch Durlaguan. And she arrives pretty shortly afterwards. Massive, absolutely massive.
That's
Yes.
a big girl.
Shrink
Before
down.
we do anything, say anything, go forward with any fucking plan,
I'm gonna
Kettle
put her in the
Steam.
water, but
do you have things to say like, I am incredibly sorry I stole your voice? To our great friend, Candlefoot?
she just shrugs. Not particularly.
Oh my goodness, wow.
I would like to do an intimidation check.
All right,
Really?
go ahead.
Bard
Plus
Ledrin.
2.
13. All right, that's gonna be contested by insight. That's a 9. She sort of steps back, but also,
I do the mom intimidation of if you don't apologize to your sibling right now, I will make your life a living hell sort of intimidation.
in sort of broken common of various other voices, you need me. And she just does like a what's up pose.
What did they say?
You need me. And then your voice, sorry, Candlefoot.
What's Candlefoot looking like?
He really doesn't accept the apology, but he'll tolerate her long enough to get this over with.
List of people's ass to kick once I get out of the carnival. That rich fucking douchebag. Kettle steam. Okay, so now we have at least cordial standing in the group.
And Durlaguan sticks around long enough for you guys to get a couple, like a flask full of that the juice, the apple juice.
The
I'm
apple
like,
juice.
thank you so much. I will bring back your flask. I promise.
We gotta bring it back.
It seems to be a flask that had been sitting on the shelf of the lost property. But Durlaguan doesn't really seem to give a shit.
It's been there so long, no one's coming back for this shit.
Yeah, it's just a flask, anyways. And Durlagron goes back to the lost things. Candlefoot suggests mixing it with alcohol, some type of alcohol.
Ooh, I have just the thing. And I pull out the Witchlight wine.
Oh, nice.
As you uncork it, it's sort of like an oh shit music because a little bit of Calliope music starts playing. But you can very quickly mix like a half and half.
Got
and
it.
then cork it. And yeah, as soon as you cork the bottle, after having poured some of this wine in there to mix it, are any of you gonna take a sip to see if it tastes decent enough?
I'll take a little sippy sip.
All right, you take a little sip, and surprisingly, the taste of this apple juice and wine seem to mix together pretty well. And you feel pretty happy now after having drank it. Likely due to one, its alcohol, and two, it of Durlagron's magic apple juice.
Me going, oh, yep,
Must
that'll do
resist
it.
the urge to drink more.
Yep,
Alright.
that'll do it. Here you go. And I hand it to Candlefoot, who's going to be talking to him.
All right, yeah.
Next, there's the issue of you. And I look down at Kettle Steam. It's like, so, I don't want you to do anything too awful, but after this potion has been drank, you could A, put them to sleep, or B, be a sneaky little, and I use some sort of slang for whatever Kettle Steam is. Not too offensive, just kind of meh.
Bugger.
Big bird.
Yeah.
Kettle Steam rolls her eyes and does a little hand gesture, and seems to grow like a couple feet taller, as she's now disguised as Burly the Bugbear. complete with hat.
Nice.
If you go
Um,
to touch any part of her that's like above her normal height, your hand passes right through it.
Before our displacer beast friend leaves, can I ask them to go get the actual bugbear for me?
Yeah. Burley is summoned by Durlagron, and he comes up, not straying too far away, or otherwise people would notice he's gone. But you guys, as long as you stay away from where like Thaco sits, nobody can really see through this 20-foot tall brambles.
Tara, can you tell the nice bugbear what's going down while I get everybody ready?
Hang on, guys.
Okay.
I have another friend who wants to play some D&D, who also does DMing. Um, I'm not sure if they're looking to DM or just to play, but if you've got room in your next campaign, I was thinking about inviting them.
You can invite them to this campaign, but I don't plan on, after this is said and done, for however long it takes, I don't think I ever want to touch DMing ever again.
Why?
I have a newfound respect for all of the people who have DM'd for me over the past few years. This
Well,
shit is tough.
if I get them to DM, uh, could I possibly extend an invitation to you?
Yeah. It depends on the day, of course. Because currently I am pretty filled up. I've got this game on Friday. I've got Might and Magic on Saturday, and Chosen of Nature on Sunday.
This probably
Uh,
wouldn't be
if it
happening.
is an evening campaign, like what we do, we start at like 4-ish on either Saturday or Sunday, that would work, but I can't do mornings. Because we play usually from about 10 till maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, definitely not a morning sort of thing, and I probably wouldn't be trying to arrange this until after our campaign is over. So,
I just heard some cats fighting outside.
gross. Miss Bell. Oh, like I remember when I was for the streets.
Oh my god, that's some funny shit. I was
What?
scrolling
Okay,
something on my
yeah,
phone. Uh,
explain.
it's this post on Twitter, and it says my mom asked me if I was a lesbian. I was like, no way. I love big fat cocks in my mouth, and she still got upset.
You were saying?
I explain what's going on to the bugbear.
Okay. It
So we're gonna need
hopefully it works.
you to either help us get in or stay out of sight.
Okay.
If Kettle Steam is deciding to become the bugbear for this interaction.
He offers her up the helpful line. Here you go, boss. So that she'll be able to repeat that.
Are there any other key phrases we might need?
Mr. Witch, Mr. Light, hello. Uh, the previous guests have a thank you present for the balloon animals. Fuck you, Thaco. Thaco, you're a piece of shit.
Yes, no, please, thank you.
Yes, no, please, thank you. Goodbye. One moment, I have somebody in my room. Um, what else? Thaco, choke on a bag of dicks. I think that's really all that's the important
Could
stuff
you
I can
also
think
say
of.
the phrase, I don't know?
I don't know.
Awesome. That should be
Also,
everything we need.
he doesn't seem to be too smart, but he's willing to go along with the plan.
I thank him very
Uh,
much and offer him a swig of my wine.
he takes a little sip. That way, it looks like it's been mixed properly instead of just being like over full.
No, not the, not
Oh, the
the.
Witchlight wine. Okay,
Yeah, the Witchlight wine, not the, the.
yeah, the happy juice. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes a quick swig and then steps aside. And he opens up. Uh, uh let me do a little measurement. I don't want to square. What is it? Line, linger. All right. He opens up a a big section, like right about there, so that you can all go in. And he stays outside so that kettle steam does not break the illusion that it is not burly.
Okay, is anyone else going in?
Um, you guys, Candlefoot, not Palasha. I don't know why she got dragged. She physically cannot go in there. She'll be nearby though, in case you guys need to escape.
Awesome. Palasha, we need you to help us get a couple dragonfly for a quick escape. Let's go.
Uh, can't do that, but I'll be able to control the water for allow you to easy pass by.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you. You're the
Uh,
best, Palasha. Good luck on your next show. Not that you need
Also,
it.
she would be able to conjure up some fog in case you guys needed to rush off.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. Yes, that's going to be perfect.
All right. Yes. So, the floor is yours. Describe to me what you're doing. As Burley in quotation marks comes in, the usual scowls are sent each way, and Thaco doesn't really pursue it more than that. He's just
Um,
leaning up against one of the other carts, not directly Mr. Witch and Mr. Lights.
so how do we get Mr. Witch out?
And Candlefoot pipes up in like a low tone. He's like, "Oh, maybe we just uh say that we have a gift for him, and you know, get him to step outside long enough for Kettle Steam to do her thing. Like as long as he's on the stoop. If you all zoom in a little bit, maybe up to like 200%, you can see this one right here, the brightly colored one with the steps coming down.
Yeah.
As if Kettle Steam were to do that, and have him come out, she could very easily hide, sort of in between these two. Um, in between these two, and like reach into his pocket and snap it off. Because it is attached by a chain, she will have to sort of quickly snap and take it out, and without being caught.
Okay. So I say we go up. Big dude in quotations is like, we have a
You
gift
could just
for
say
you.
Kettle Steam, yeah.
And then Candlefoot, because he is a trusted friend, would be like, oh yes, blah blah
like
blah.
talk to him long enough
Yeah.
for Kettlefoot to sort of step off to the side. Or Kettle.
Yeah.
I said it now too because you said it. Fucking Kettlefoot. Kettle Steam
Kettlefoot.
Candlefoot.
Candlefoot, the team, gonna take down the big boss.
Yes. All right. So, yep. Kettle Steam as Burley walks up to the door. I'm gonna make everybody smaller in case since you are zoomed in. Can you guys see the name tags?
No, yes, at the bottom of the screen.
No, not those name tags. I mean underneath the character.
No.
Okay, I have to make those visible. Good. I was moving them around because I didn't want them overlapping or blocking vision, but if you guys don't see those, that's fine. Alright. Yeah, Candlefoot is going to be like standing in front of this fire, and Kettle Steam knocks on the door, says, "Hey, boss, the previous guests, blah blah blah." Goes through with the whole thing, and Mister Witch sort of, eyes him a little bit, but he walks outside and takes it, right? And Candlefoot, as Kettle Steam steps off to the side, with Mister Witch having the drink in hand, he gives it a courteous sniff, and then decides to take a few drinks from it, pouring himself and Mister Light, who is still inside, a glass. Uh, Candlefoot is like, "Oh, hey, boss. I might have to request some off time. I know we have other places to be, but me and Palasha are getting married soon, and he starts like thinking up dates in mind of when they could get married. That would be a good time for the carnival because it doesn't just it pops
Life
up on the
doesn't stop
material
because he's
plane.
engaged.
It comes up on the material plane once every 8 years, but like he said when they got the carnival and they were in the Shadowfell, this travels to other planes of existence as well. And as
They
he's
have
talking,
a tour schedule.
yeah, as he's talking this through, like when would be a good day, that is when Kettle Steam tries to make her move. One moment, I have to double check what the check is to steal the watch unseen.
Sleight of
Um,
hand.
Sleight of hand, yes, but I think there's another one that is
Stealth.
optional. Uh, Hold on. There's a. Well, I'm looking more for the DC of what we have to beat rather than uh what check it is.
Oh, I
Okay.
see, I see, I see.
Okay, yeah, DC 13. Um, I'm gonna say that after this conversation's been going on for a while, and Burley's just watching, fake Burley, Kettle Steam is watching Mr. Light as they're having this little discussion, just standing off to the side, acting as a bodyguard, and Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are imbibing a little bit. They still have a thing to run in 3 hours from now, but I'm gonna say Kettle Steam is gonna have a little bit of advantage because uh he's talking with Candlefoot. So let me open up the sheet, and I'm gonna roll a standard dexterity check.
Oh, nice.
22. All right.
Ooh.
Yes, very easily. You guys can see this because you're keeping an eye on Kettle Steam. Um, while Candlefoot is distracting Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. She pulls out this little pair of what looks like wire cutters, flips the edge of the golden chain. It doesn't really make much of a sound, and then proceeds to pocket the half the chain and the watch. It looks kind of weird for you guys because it looks like she reaches into herself because of the illusion, but she pockets it. Yeah, the illusion makes her a little bit taller and disguises her clothing and stuff like that. So for her to put it in her actual pocket looks a little bit weird, but nobody seems to notice it. And then the Candlefoot, seeing that shit has gone by, is like, "Oh, sorry to bother you again, sir. I just wanted to bring this up now instead of a couple months down the line and have it be inconvenient." And Mr. Witch agrees, and he thanks him. He says, "We'll talk about it a little bit after the rest of the Witchlight Carnival is." Once it's packed up and we move on, and then with that, they go back inside, and Burley closes the door for them, and then everybody sort of fucking not books it, but they
They
leave.
dip. We dip.
Yeah, dip, you dip, we dip. All right, yes, everybody dips out to around the rock, back to the meeting place.
As soon as we're out of the bristles, you just see like a burly man going by, then they pass a tree and it turns into the little
Little Kettle Steam,
yeah.
who hands Kata, the one who came up with most of the plan, the watch. I need to see what happens if anything happens if you do pick up the watch, because it is a magical watch, of course. Mr. Witch. All right, yes. Uh, the carnival. Where is it? Yes, the Witchlight watch. All right. While carrying it, you now have the ability. Oh, while carrying the watch, okay, you don't have any sort of feature yet because you haven't attuned to the watch.
Yes.
But it is obviously a very powerful magical item. And now this is where Burley says, "I'm sure the boss will notice it's missing soon, and he'll probably send me out to collect you to talk business. I will deny any of you had any sort of involvement, Candlefoot and Palasha, and that it was, we'll just blame it on Kettle Steam. I mean, you've already pissed them off anyways, so yes. Um, I'm of course, um, not gonna take any sort of responsibility for this, but I have things to attend to.
You weren't even there.
You may go and do whatever it is now. I'm sure it'll maybe take around an hour or so for them to notice things have gone missing. Alright, and that is where Burley goes back in. Kettle Steam fucks off for a while, back to places unknown. Back to around, walking around, maybe causing mischief, but not enough for it to be a big scene. And where did Tara's token go? It's green, so it blends in with, like, everything. And you guys don't have circles around your tokens, which is
Right there.
generally how, right where I have to zoom out. I was at 250%.
Oh, over by the mermaid.
Okay, yes, I left them over there. Alright, you guys, like he said, you have about an hour or so before he tries to check the time and realizes he only has half of his pocket watch chain. And luckily, I can close most of this now.
So I don't think we should admit to taking the watch. I feel that we should say that it was Kettle Steam, but we would be happy to go get it from them if perhaps they would tell us what the fuck is going on.
Alright, yes. So you guys have pretty much already succeeded, so I won't need to use the failsafe. Hopefully, you guys could still fuck this up, but hopefully we do not have to use the failsafe. And you still have what is it? Two more rides to go on now.
What rides?
There is still the gondola swans, and there is still the bubble pop teapot, which you have not gone on. Of course, you guys can just say that you're not going to do anything, and just wait for the shit to happen.
I would like to take a long rest and attune to the watch.
A long rest will take 8 hours, and even if you do that, it's you'll be interrupted before you can attune to the watch.
So there's no way I can attune to the watch?
Not really. I don't know why they have. Usually, I guess if somebody kills Mr. Witch, they have to have it in there because that's an option to kill Mr. Witch and Mr. Light and get information that way, or like beat them near to death, get the information, and then kill them off and take their cool shit. But that would be a bad idea. But you have to be able to accommodate for all of the sort of evil, fucked up shit players do.
Yeah.
Because they've put a lot of thought into this game and how being a bad person can affect it.
So what do we want to do while we wait? I think the gondola swans looks real frickin' interesting.
Yes, because you guys technically finished Silver Song Lake. There's nothing really there other than people to come by and enjoy Palasha's music. and the sort of like spectacle of the water swirling around as her voice can control the water, and all sorts of animals, jumping around and shit like that. It's sort of like looking at like a water fountain that also sings. And also, like Mardon, when Mardon rolled a natural one on perception, he noticed she had some pretty big knockers. So some people
Yeah.
would go there just for that.
Gross, but okay. In my notes, I'm going to put that I have Mr. Witch's pocket watch.
Yes. Yeah, and the other option was to steal the weather vane, but it would be extremely hard. Because yeah, it's in
We're
his hand the entire time.
we're not fighting him. We're not causing trouble to the carnival.
Yeah.
We're trying to get our shit back and fix shit here.
Yeah. Well, the carnival's doing fine. The main issue that seems to be needed fixing is, yeah, getting your stuff back. If you had done the Warlock's Plight quest line, a man named Magic Roslov is also a Warlock of Zybilna. And he basically tells you what Kettle Steam told you, is that he hasn't heard from his patron. But also he tells you something else that you'll find out here soon. Which is how to actually get to Prismere. And like Kettle's theme, Madrik Roslov cannot go into Prismere himself as part of the Fey Pact.
Huh.
And if you were a Archfey Warlock, Zybilna was the patron I would give you. But yes, the Gondola Swans. How many ticket punches do you all have left?
Okay,
I believe I saw 6.
it's 8 per ticket. I've had
Per
2
ticket.
tickets.
Yes.
I've done Pixie Kingdom, Mind Mine, Snail Race,
All of
Coffee
Illusions.
Stand, Dragonfly Ride, Feast Hall, Catch a Dragon by the Tail,
Mm-hmm.
the Carnival, and the Big
the
Top
carousel.
and some popcorn. So that's
Okay.
12. So I have 2 more punches.
I
No,
should
you would
still
have
two
4 more.
Oh yeah, it's 8, not 7.
Yes, yes. It's fine. I just needed to know in case you guys wanted to spend some more because the story will be coming to a climax soon. All right, so you're gonna spend that about the 1 hour or so that it takes. Ow, fucking whore.
Okay then.
No, it's my wrist again. Enormous swans glide through the water here, pulling ornate wooden gondolas draped in flowers, like massive flower garlands, a bunch of different flowers. You see fairy bell flowers, and the nectar of those flowers is served here as a drink. The swans disappear into banks of silver mist as they. Oh, there's a spelling mistake. Haha, found it. It says wend, but it's supposed to be wind their way down the river. A jetty extends ahead at the end of which a waiting swan is preening its feather. So, yes.
Which
All
one
right.
of the gondolas do you want to go on?
It is just one. It is one. There are multiple seats. It's one gondola, and there is a swan waiting. It seems to have just recently offloaded passengers, and is now waiting for more.
You wouldn't technically be riding the animal. You're riding in the cart.
Yes, this is one of the things I said a while back. Is that yes? 'Cause, as soon as I was debating making you re-roll your lost thing because I was like, oh shit, there's like 4 rides here that require riding animals, and it's like the gondola swans, the fucking dragonfly rides, and snail racing, and then I was like, oh, gondola swans, that doesn't count. Just like the mystery mine carts, these are rather large and can fit about 8 medium-sized people.
Well, I'm going to put a ticket down for the gondola swans.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Huh. Okay,
Do
so
I still have my popcorn?
uh no.
Duh.
Because it's been about the big top lasted a whole hour and you were sharing it between the three of you.
Oh, okay.
Hey man, once it's in there enough it'll become stale and popcorn goes stale pretty quickly.
Stale popcorn with chocolate, though, isn't as bad.
You can still have some of your chocolate, you know. I'll allow that. That's fine. All
I
right.
just wanted the snack while I'm here.
All right. Yes, yes. Well, there's also those little stands there if you want to offload some ticket punches. But is anybody else wanting to ride the gondola swans?
Yeah.
I think all
Okay.
of us said yes.
All right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So you approach the swan, and she bows her head and she says, "My name is Featherine," and explains, "Oh, I can take you all along the river that in." Fuck, I need to come up with a new voice. That one sounds like 5 times as similar to all the other ones I do. It says she's haughty, and I don't know how to do that. Whatever. And I can take you along the river that encircles the carnival. And, you know, you guys get on, and she's going by. About 5 minutes pass as you come along the river. You make it to about here before she starts asking some pretty hard-hitting questions. And wherever did it go? Yeah, she says, "Hmm, how do I know you exist?" Well, are you guys ignoring her question, or are you just
I'm
continuing?
I'm
thinking.
thinking.
All right.
I respond, how do any of us know we exist?
We don't, and that is why I ask. Maybe one day I'll meet somebody who knows. Hmm. Hmm. And as time passes on more quickly, you guys make it to. I'll move you. You guys make it past the staff area, about to come along the bend to the halls of illusion. And she asks another question. She says, "In worlds so full of magic, is time an illusion?"
Time has always been an illusion.
Hmm. And how? And how do you? She's basically asking why you think that, or like, what's your proof?
And I explained the old adage of when you do something you love, time passes so slowly it seems torturous. Whenever you do something fun, it seems like time passes so quickly you don't realize it. Time is an illusion based upon your perception.
Hmm. It's hard to tell because she's a fucking swan, but you seem to have impressed her a little bit, and she seems in a better mood. Usually, it would seem most people piss her off by just ignoring her or asking her to shut up with all these questions. I'm trying to take my girl out on a nice boat ride. All right, can you stop that? There's also a
Yeah.
funny thing that says if you guys ignore her questions or make light of them, she rocks the gondola and tries to ditch you into the water. All right, and yeah, the last question is, what is joy? What is joy really? A feeling, sure, but
And
how do
I
we know
started
which joy
explaining
is
brain
joy?
science of dopamine and norepinephrine and all of these other chemicals
I
and how
cast a
when
spell on me.
no
I
no
cast norepinephrine.
no
Fuck, it
I'm
sound like some incantations.
I start explaining very like brain science. I as a scholar I start going into the science of brain chemistry and how joy is blah 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 until we get about where the ticket booth is.
All right. Well, you seem to have made her happier by actually answering her questions. And she starts to get a little gossipy. Ooh. Did you, I know that now Candlefoot and Palasha have made up, but do you know what happened when he first tried to declare his love?
Oh no, tell me.
Oh, he was about to declare his love for the mermaid in front of everybody in the middle of a show, and then the words left him with a gasp. It was so unusual, and he couldn't speak for a while until he seems to have apparently mustered up his courage. She, of course,
Um,
doesn't know that his voice got stolen.
what is Kettle Steam called? The race?
Kenku.
Well, I'm sure you've heard word of a Kinku troublemaker around here.
Oh, yes,
I
darling. Everybody has heard about the Kenku.
I just so happen to know that the Kenku was the one who stole his voice. And did
Oh,
you hear the ones who returned it?
oh, wonderful.
You
Uh,
heard any other juicy stories floating around here?
not too many. Oh, wait, no, I know. About half an hour ago, I think they caught Jim Plum smoking a blunt with, what was it, Northwind, the tree ant?
Oh, I'm not
Like I said,
surprised.
ideal blunt rotation. Jim Plum, Northwind, and Red the Squirrel.
I'm not surprised. Those two seem to really like their plan.
I watched I mentioned them before, Legends of Evantris. I was
Uh,
watching them do Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and their DM Nikki did the exact same thing I did, and just gave Northwind like a yeah man, like super fucking stoner voice, and I was like, I love it.
yeah.
Oh, but I don't know any more gossip. But me and Burley, I seen you speaking to him a little bit earlier. She doesn't seem to know that you guys were stealing shit, just that you were talking when he originally came to fetch you.
Yeah.
Oh, he has such a profound mind, and it's so simply wasted guarding the staff wagons. You know,
Oh?
his brother Hurley, used to work for the carnival, but he didn't really fit in, and nobody knows what's happened to him.
Oh my. What do you mean he didn't fit in?
Oh, he was just really an angry fellow all the time, and he'd sometimes lash out at people, not like hurting them, but get very angry. By the time this conversation has happened, oh, excuse me, you guys are about here, near the lost property. These bridges do seem big enough and built for her to go underneath them.
Yeah,
And
I
then
would assume
at the
so.
end of the ride, she'll come through the carousel back to the gondola swans.
Mm.
Tear up my blanket.
Is there any way our good conversation might persuade her to take the long route so we can get more
Oh,
information?
oh yes, I looked at this and I thought this was just an enclosed pool, but yeah, it goes all the way around. So you pass by, and there's some more people riding the dragonflies. You know, the carnival's far from over. Everybody seems to be
As
having a
we,
really good time.
as we go past the dragonflies, I start gossiping about the poor, whatever his race was,
He was a
who
dwarf with
nearly,
a big blue beard.
a poor dwarf with a gloriously blue beard, I swear, bluer than these waters, nearly fell off his dragonfly. There was a huge mishap.
Oh dear, that sounds positively horrible. That
It
poor
would have.
dragonfly having to deal with a dwarf. No, that's not what she actually says. No.
Do you have
Oh.
bad dealings with dwarves, my beautiful chariot puller?
One of them plucked my feathers once, and then I tried to drown him.
How rude! Who would dare take one of your beautiful feathers?
Dwarf with a big blue beard.
Oh my!
No, that last part was a joke, but everything else has been, you know, real and true.
Is there any other, like, I start making mention of a poor hag who cursed the carousel? Uh,
Oh, the carousel
operator.
worker.
Yeah.
Let me find her name again. Where's the carousel? There it is. What was her name? Diana Cloppington. That's right. They gave her a really shitty name for being a forced centaur. Oh no, I've heard tale about her condition, but she doesn't really talk about it all that often.
Have you heard anything else about hags around here?
Mm, I did see this really old woman the other day, and I thought she was a hag, but no, she was just a normal human.
Ah.
That's how they
And
but,
get you, you know. They disguise themselves as humans.
but alas, she was but old and ugly.
And here I thought I was going to have the opportunity to drown a hag.
ah. Well, I'm sure you would have done great.
I'll be back, guys. I need food.
All right.
And by that time, I assume we're back at the gondola swans.
Yes. Kata, the hold on, my alarm's going off. Similar to how you guys did last time, you once again raise the mood. I'm gonna move it a little bit over, but yes, it's pretty much at max mood. I just have to record it every single time. And yeah, you get back and you guys step off. Candlefoot has long since gone back to his own ride, managing the Hall of Illusions. But yes, you guys
Nice.
step off, and Featherine thanks you for indulging her with conversation and some gossip. And I have to also. This is another.
I will just sit there and stroke her ego until we are out of hearing range.
All right. Yes. You do so, and this is about the time. Each one of these. This ride took a whole hour of talking about other topics that were not role played and things like that. And this is where you guys step off, and Burley comes to greet you guys, and he's like, "Boss man figured out what you did. He wants to talk to you."
How
Sorry, guys.
figured it out?
I have this this thing that happens to me. It affects a lot of D&D players. I know it's called wandering accent syndrome, and all these characters' voices will change in between every single interaction.
Yeah.
It's hard to just keep one voice unless it's your characters. Well, he knows his pocket watches, mister, and he saw that you guys was standing around in there. So he sort of made the leap in logic that is, you guys probably had something to do with his stolen watch.
Uh, Thank you for all your help.
No problem. He didn't seem too angry, more like a little worried. Because he needs it to pack up the carnival. So I would take this opportunity and use that leverage that you've got his watch and you don't want to give it back unless you get some information.
Absolutely. See, I knew that swan was right. And I talk about the swan and how she was talking about how intelligent he is.
Oh yeah, Federica, I love her. She's so lovely.
Isn't she, though?
A little bit on the egotistical side, but I suppose we all can't be perfect.
I suppose she is a bit extravagant and flamboyant, but when you're that beautiful.
Oh yeah, she's real pretty. Alright, back to the cots. And he once again creates the opening, and you guys are teleported inside by Dungeon Master Magic. I think before we'll wait for patients to get back real quick with their food. Now you guys can. I will give you this though. Before the confrontation with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, you see Thaco is smiling just ear to ear, and not in a good way. It's like a Jim Carrey smile where he's like evil looking.
Like, bitch, I know what you did. I'm
You're
excited to see
indeed
you get in
stubborn
trouble.
now. Oh, the boss is gonna tan your hides, and Mr. Light's gonna shove that weather vein so far up your ass.
Shut up, clown
I
face.
cover up the child's ears.
I yell
Womp
at him.
womp
Shut
womp
up.
womp womp womp.
Burley sort of grabs Thaco by the shirt and pitches him into one of the other wagons and closes the door and then like leans against it so he can't get out.
I did say, shut up, clown face.
Who are you calling? What the fuck are you doing, Burley? And then he leans against the door and there's some muffled Burley, you fucking piece of shit, I'm gonna fuck you up, and some pounding on the door. But it seems futile as Burley is, well, Burley, and is therefore not very easily moved out of the door. And he just leans there and then motions to go into the boss's wagon, and that's where we'll stop for a moment and wait for Patience to get back. Hopefully, do you guys have one more hour, maybe?
Yeah. I got
Yeah,
one in there.
definitely.
'Cause I can wrap up this whole big thing with a bow in about an hour. You guys are definitely beyond the I would like to get this done. Neil, is this episode being recorded?
Yes.
Hello, viewers. All 14 of you.
Or like one or two who actually watch.
Well, I watched the first one pretty much to its entirety, and there was about like 14 views by the time I went back to look at it. But I had to rack my brain a little bit more about what we did and how to improve the DMing style.
Yeah.
I'm back.
All
But honestly,
14 of them.
I cannot watch my own videos for very long because hearing your own voice is like weird. And I
I'm
don't.
sure I have many adoring out of those 14 fans.
Yes. Give me your addresses. I'll send you all nothing.
Nothing.
All right.
No
So
addresses live on air. Beat those out.
yes. All right. So Patience, you were gone for a short while. Basically, Burley came to collect you guys and tell you that the bosses, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, figured out sort of that the pocket watch is gone, and they requested your presence. Thaco the clown started talking shit, being like, "Oh, the boss is gonna kick your ass. They're gonna shove the magic weather vein so far up your ass." And then
And
Burley
I
picked him
cover
up.
your ears.
Yes, and Burley picked him up, threw him inside one of the wagons, and is now leaning against the door so he can't get out.
And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
And yes, this is where you guys go to meet Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. And I will now finally put their tokens on the map because it's sort of important, but not really.
I would like to avoid a physical altercation if possible. We are simply doing an info reconnaissance.
Yes, you guys walk in to this. You knock, and the door's opened by Mr. Light, and he motions you guys inside. He's not as smiley as he usually seems, but he's not wearing like a particularly grim face. He doesn't look pissed off or anything. But you guys are motioned inside, and there's a table laden with one seat on either side of this little table. One side is sitting with a particularly reinforced chair, because Mr. Witch is sort of a big fella. Not like fat, but like sort of.
Rotund.
He's a little bit fat, but also he seems like he's got some muscle to him, like the Kingpin sort of, but not as tall.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's sitting there and he's got his arms crossed. Don't think me a fool.
Whatever do you mean?
I know that when I went to check what time it is, that my watch had mysteriously flown the coop.
Well,
Where is it?
You do have a little, what are they called again? Sorry.
Kenku. You could just say little thief.
You do have a little thief problem right now. Stolen voice, stolen applause, now a stolen watch.
Listen to me, Eladrin. He leans in sort of darkly. He's like, I, I have known what Kettle Steam has been doing, and I maybe have the, maybe believe you, but guess what? I also know that it was not just Kettle Steam. I am willing to overlook how you got in here, Candlefoot being here at precisely the time my watch was likely to have disappeared, when I was outside of my wagon. And in exchange for me overlooking this slight with no repercussions, I will give you whatever information you want, and at the end of the night, the end of the Witchlight Carnival, I will take you to where you need to go. And this sort of connects with you about Eliwick, Tumblestrum, telling you you're not precisely where you need to be yet. And it seems like there's some. She knew sort of what was going on from the beginning. And she said you're not quite where you need to be right now, but you're in the right place at the right time. But you're not all the way there yet. And this is where you need to be. It seems like you're gonna be going somewhere.
Well, with the right information, I'm sure my party and I could be persuaded to retrieve your stolen watch.
All right. What is it? What do you want? Money?
No,
No, I already got some of that.
you know
earlier.
exactly what I want.
You want
Tell
to
me
know
the-
more about the Hourglass Coven?
I want to know everything.
All right. All right. Now, there's a place here in the carnival that will take you to Prismia, where you will meet, maybe find Zibilna, but you will know you'll find what you're looking for there. Whenever people lose things, Prismia is generally where we believe that they end up. So, anybody who sneaks in here, like you did as children, without a ticket, something is stolen from them. Something very precious. And no matter where it is or who steals it, it always ends up in Prismia. There are three particular thieves that we have noticed. One of them, from what I have gleaned, he seems to be saying as though he knows something that you don't. Is a little girl, a ghoul, wearing a pig face mask. I believe you've had the pleasure.
Ah, the mirror.
Yes, yes, the mirror. Now, aside from that, there are a few other things of note. The land beyond these mirrors is, of course, Prismia, where our patron, Zibilna, and Kettlesteam's patron, Zibilna, resides. Unfortunately, once you make it to Prismia, it's a one-way ticket. You'll have to find your own way out.
Tell me the details of how you obtained this carnival.
As he seems a little exhausted by this line of questioning. As I told you before, we obtained it from Isolda. It was a good deal, fair for the both of us. All three of us, we wanted change. No more gloomy carnival for us in the Shadowfell. We would have to be able to see the sun, things wonderful beyond our own delights. This carnival, we love it. It's not just a front to get money or anything like that. Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, Mr. Light and I have devoted our entire lives to this running this carnival as soon as we got it.
And I quote what I was told by our little crow friend.
Yes, yes, the pact, the pact. The pact was between us and Isolde. In exchange for one, not harming us. Hags are very dangerous creatures. And two, that the carnival ticket holders be left alone. We made a small deal with the Hourglass Coven. And these are the three hags you seek.
What happened to your dear bugbear's brother?
Hurley! Honestly, we have no idea. And, Burley seems to miss him quite a lot, but we can't find him. We've sent scouts, we're not heartless, to see if they can find Burley and maybe bring him back to the carnival, or at least make sure he is safe, but, our searching has turned up nothing.
Lastly, what the fuck is up with the clown?
Thaco! Oh, he's a bit rough around the edges. I don't know particularly why him and Burley have it in for each other. Perhaps it's something that Thaco and Hurley had an issue with, and Hurley brought it up to Burley.
Ah.
I don't know, I don't ask, it's not my business. So long as they don't physically scuffle, I don't need to intervene.
Is there anything else we should know before we go into the what'd you call it? The plane, or we
Prismere.
continue the Prismere area? Is there anything else we should know?
Well, I will reiterate one thing because it's one of the most important things I've said. It's a one-way ticket. Once you get in Prismere, you will have to find a different way back to the material plane.
Do you happen to have a way back to the material plane?
No. We only have the ability to get to Prismere from here. And generally, if we had gone to Prismere to maybe speak with Zybilna, we'd be given a portal back there. But with us not being able to contact Zybilna, and God knows what's happened to her, that sort of is a luxury we do not have access to at the moment. The Feywild has many entrances and exits in all sorts of planes. I'm sure you're resourceful enough to find your own way home.
One last thing. Can we get an escort to this place?
Mr. Light and I will be escorting you there ourselves. If you're worried about your own safety, well, I'm afraid there's nothing we can do about that. But Mr. Light and I swear that no harm will come to you.
No,
We will take you to Prismere. We will
Out of
take you to the
character?
portal there. Yes.
out of character, I was actually hoping for the bugbear to take us to where we need to go so I could hand him.
No. For this to work, you need to give him the watch. That was the originally stated deal, and then he would take you there. You don't know
Okay.
where the portal is. That is why he is telling you that they will be escorting you. Once he has it in his hand. He's already. Original promise was, he overlooks the fact that Candlefoot was involved, and in exchange you get information and the watch back. Or he gets the watch back and overlooks Candlefoot's involvement, and in exchange you guys get information and they will take you to the portal that leads to Prismere. That was the deal. So if you just take the information and don't give him the watch back, it will start a fight, and I will need you to roll for initiative.
No, I wasn't trying to keep him from
Yeah,
getting
no,
the
I get
watch.
that.
I
Yep.
earlier said I never said I didn't have the watch. I said that he had a
You
thief
would get
problem.
him the watch, yes. That was the thing. Yes, so that is the current deal. If there's anything else you need to ask or that you want to ask, he can. But he
Anybody else?
says he'll take you there after the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch, as long as he has the watch in hand by then.
Okay. No, my deal was to give it to the bugbear as soon as we stepped out, so he could get it back to Mister
Yes,
Witch.
no, Mr. Witch seems to want this in his hand as quickly as possible because he is its owner. Because like Burley has told you and what Northwind told you earlier, this carnival cannot run whatsoever as long as Mr. Witch does not have his watch. Like the rides and stuff can still happen, but he cannot initiate the pickup of the Witchlight Carnival without the watch. So he wants it back badly, and he wants it in his hands, nobody else's. Because yeah, you could say you give it to Burley, but I could have been lying the entire time and Burley was actually Kettle Steam.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. So, did anyone else have any questions?
Wittershin?
Widdershins. I'm gonna look this up online because I don't actually know what Widdershins mean. Oh yes, Widdershins is an old term that means in direction contrary to the sun's course, uh, which is counterclockwise. It's generally considered unlucky. So if you were to run around in a circle counterclockwise, that would be Widdershins.
Thank you.
No problem. Small one. But yes.
Small child.
Why do you have a child with you?
That is the greatest question.
I've been
of all
asking
time.
myself that all fucking night, Mr. Witch.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the dice rolls.
Alright, alright. Now, on to the meat and potatoes. And he pours you a glass of Witchlight wine, seemingly completely having not been uncorked before, and it plays that familiar calliope music, the same your own does. A small glass, enough for tasting, not for getting plastered.
Yes.
The child gets the non-alcoholic wine that they serve at a lot of the other like snack stands.
So as we finish up the interaction, I
Mhm.
thank him for the information. I iterate that we have meant no harm to the carnival, and all we want to do is fix shit. And before we head out, I leave the pocket watch on the table and leave the
Yeah. Before you do that, Mr. Light says, "Oh, it's quite a clever little trick. Just if you come back again, don't be a prick."
I would never
But
dream
there
of it.
doesn't seem to be more. There doesn't seem to be much hard will or bad blood between the two of you. And this is where I'm just gonna fast forward because you guys have done a lot. You guys have done most of it to the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch.
Yeah, before that, I'm gonna get me some dessert.
All right, go ahead and do that. I have to open up the pages and shit like that. So, and close all the old pages. God, I've still got like 7 of them up.
Put away my
Pages and pages and pages and pages and pages.
Yes, indeed, pages and pages and pages. Timed events, I need to keep that up because that's where it's from. Find meeting Witch and Light, no. Staff area, that can be a heading closed. And once Neil gets back, Burley will say his goodbyes to you guys as you leave. And then we'll fast forward to the Witchlight Monarch.
Awesome. I put in my notes that I have returned the pocket watch.
Alright, coolio. Oh, yes, hold on, I have to... Okay, yeah, I did adjust that. There we go. Alright, time to start deleting people that are no longer important, because we'll probably never come back to this map. Burley can, of course, stay. He's the most important person.
Nathan.
Well, up.
No, they were talking to Nathan, I think.
I love those.
Let me go. Oh. Oh. I'm being attacked. Oh.
It's a new Neurodon, Johnny. Magical
My mom sent me that shit.
Oh.
Charlie, let's go to Candy Mountain! I mean, that and llamas with hats are like classic internet gags.
Yeah.
Good videos. Neil, are you back yet?
Early YouTube videos.
I don't think he is, no. I am so scared to look back on this video once it's been released and see how often Burley's voice fucking changed. It's one of the hardest voices I've done. It actually makes my throat hurt. It's very low and like in the bottom of the throat.
I think you do good with them.
So oh, I'm talking like fucking XQC.
I'm back. XQC,
Alright,
what?
Oh, I was talking about Burley's voice, and after that I was trying to explain how hard it is, and I started doing like the fucking XQC stutter. Like it's you know, like that.
Oh yeah.
But yes, we are gonna before the time skip of the next 2 hours, Burley says goodbye, good luck.
I give him a big old firm handshake.
He takes your handshake, but then surprisingly pulls you in. You get a bear hug instead. It seems to be his preferred way.
I
He's a
see
big-
the bear hug, and when he's done, I put my arms up like uppies for big hugs.
Yeah, he's still also leaning on the door that Thaco is behind. But the pounding seems to have stopped as Thaco realizes this is futile. But yes, you get a hug, big bear hug. You take 1d4 points of damage. No, I'm kidding.
Damn it!
Oh, before I go, I also say, that's what you get, you stupid clown.
Hey, fuck you, buddy. I'm kidding. You don't take any damage. And yeah, if Tara wants to, they can give him a hug. They're shorter, but
Yeah.
yes. All right. Everybody loves Burley.
He would have to pick Tara up.
Yeah,
to
pick them
give her
up.
hug.
Well, he is. You saw him at the picking up 600 pounds of weights. At
No,
the
I'm just imagining this big owl.
yeah,
or,
like
big
7
burly-
foot tall. Big man. Do you guys know what a bugbear looks like?
You sent us a picture of him.
Did I?
Yes.
You showed us
Oh,
a picture
that's right.
of him
Yes, I
with
did.
a
I
little pumpkin.
showed you. Yeah, with his little pumpkin hat. Yeah. His brother is not as handsome or cool, unfortunately. He does not wear the dungarees. But yes, we will go to the Witchlight Monarch. So, yes. Most of the carnival's stars have a part to play in the coronation of the Witchlight Monarch, which celebrates the joyous zeal of a single guest. And this is back to the big top for all of you. This appears to be where they hold the ceremony, the coronation of the Witchlight Monarch. Where did it go? There it is. You also take your seats in the big top. Durlagwin, Durlagron, the Displacer Beast, escorts Mr. Witch from his wagon to the coronation, leaving Thaco behind. He has now been let out, apparently. Mr. Witch and I'm just gonna say Durla. Mr. Witch and Durla stand at the sidelines next to Candlefoot as Mr. Light gives the opening speech about how the he gives a speech and then the monarch is selected. So, selecting a monarch. Mr. Witch lifts up his Witchlight weather vane high up into the air, and it starts spinning around for a little bit, and then this golden thread of light starts weaving its way above the crowd before touching you, Kata Tovison, as the Witchlight Monarch, for increasing the happiness of the carnival the most. I'll give the final numbers, by the way. Mardon did it 4. Uh, the Turtle did it 3 times, and Sky, you did it 6 times. Congrats.
Jeez, 6 times?
Yeah, 6. The number raised, not like 6 separate times. Just the amount of goodwill raised.
Yeah.
Insert gymnastics, like show off. I stuck
Gymnastics.
the landing.
All right. Yes. And so, yes, this light follows its way through the air and then leads on you, and you go up there, and Mr. Witch seems to remove this crown made up of golden butterflies and a couple of jewels out of a hat box and places it on your head. Mr. Light asks you to kneel, and he uses the weather vane and taps your left shoulder, and then taps your right shoulder, and knights you as the Witchlight Monarch. And then you get sort of lifted up on this chair and led around, like, you know, like how people would do like a parade or like crowd surfing, sort of. And Palasha starts singing, and there are pixies flying all around.
Can I
And
play an instrument?
You can, I guess.
Mayonnaise an instrument?
No.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Alright, and as Palasha's song includes, Mr. Light leads the monarch on a parade through the carnival while the other guests follow Burley. While with other guests following as Burley sets off fireworks. And Durla escorts Mr. Witch back to the wagon. Now, I am going to, as this crown is put on your head and this everything is going around, you gain the supernatural ability of the Witchlight Monarch. And so, as it gets put on your head, you feel this magic well up inside you, and instead of having fake wings, you now have beautiful butterfly wings that sort of like pop out, and they're
Yeah.
styled as in monarch butterfly wings, the classic black, white, and yellow.
I'm
And
being Autumn Eladrin right now. This is my dream.
Yes, queen.
you gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed, and a +5 on all charisma-based ability checks for an hour. Now, as soon as this event ends, remember that your advantage on all charisma checks will end,
1. I found Alistair's email. 2. What is this song?
and I'll be posting this entire thing. Here, I'll put it. You get the first effect for free, but after this, you can use it only 3 times, and then the ability to summon your wings disappears.
Oh no, I'll have to save those for really good fucking times.
Yes, but even if you use up all of your abilities, you will still forever be a Witchlight Monarch. And at the end of this like whole parade around, the crown is placed back in its box, and you see things start disappearing around the carnival. It appears that Mr. Light has initiated, or Mr. Witch has initiated the pickup. As guests start milling outside, you are all brought by Mr. Witch and Mr. Light to the Hall of Illusion.
I knew it.
Yes, the mirrors, the mirrors, the mirrors.
It was
And
either going to be the Hall of Illusions or the Mystery Mine.
Yes. So, as Mr. Witch and Mr. Light move through the Hall of Illusions, you notice that their reflections do not really match up to the men they seem to be now. In fact, not a single one of them has a smile on their face. They are terribly gloomy Shadar-Kai children, and this makes sense. They grew up in the Shadowfell, a realm of constant doom and gloom, where death is pretty much a mercy. And as you're walking along with their youthful reflections, slowly getting older and older, they just say, "Stop!" And they stop in front of this one particular mirror. And now it shows your actual true age. And they appear to be Mr. Light, of course, being very smilesome, but Mr. Witch still retaining a little bit of that seriousness from his childhood. And Mr. Witch addresses to you in a sort of hushed whisper voice. "Everything you seek and more lies behind this mirror. If you mean to step through, then stand in front of the glass and repeat this rhyme. Hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where." I'm not gonna make you all do that little tongue twister, but
I will.
all right, there you go. I will put it in the chat if one of your characters wants to step through and actually say it.
Hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where. And I spread out my wings and I walk.
Alright. Yes, as you recite Mr. Witch's rhyme while standing in front of your reflection, mist starts swirling in the mirror and blotting out your reflection. And should you touch it, you are pulled into the mirror surface, and it goes blank, and it waits for somebody else to repeat the rhyme.
I am arms up, chest first, walking through.
Alright, yes, so Tara and Mardon, you see, as Kata says this rhyme, he walks in and disappears.
I follow.
Alright, so Mardon does the rhyme and walks through, leaving Tara behind.
I go repeating the rhyme carefully.
Alright. Well, before you walk in, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have some wisdom to impart upon you. And Mr. Witch says, "Mind the rule of 3, future, present, past." And Mr. Light says, "Find the alicorn and free the dormant queen at last." And then you're pulled through into the Feywild. And unfortunately, this is the cliffhanger ending. This is where we're going to end the session here.
Oh no!
Yay! Hugger just started their movie night if you want to join that, patience. Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, that's a good one. Love Studio Ghibli.
I love that movie.
The food looks so good in all the Studio Ghibli movies.
Oh my god, right?
They always want to make
I
me hungry.
love Miyamoto.
But yes, so are there any questions before I hop out? And, oh, sorry, and by the way, all of you, level up. You're now level 3. And you can take care of that before, the next session we have. So yes, you are free to level up to level 3 now, and I'll see you all next week, and we will discuss where you have ended up.
Nice.
Okay.
I do have a question. Is Ripple
Yes.
with us, or did we just straight up leave him?
Ripple comes with you, yes, but he is not important to the story because my brother cannot show up on time.
Ripple is just not important. He's just a side character.
Ripple
He
will be a
got
side
lost.
character for a couple of episodes later.
Nice. He's just T-posing around with us.
Yeah. Ripple doesn't have any animations right now. He shows up in the cutscene, but nobody's seen him for a while.
He's like Rono Zoro. Occasionally you see him in the background popping up, completely fucking lost.
Doing dumb stuff.
He just ends up there because Mr. Witch and Mr. Light sort of think that you associated with him.
Take your trash with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this fucker
basically.
had a sign, did not contribute at all to the happiness of the carnival, but hopefully his schedule's a little bit more free moving on.
Yeah.
I have something from Bard College at level 3.
Yes, that is the subclass you choose. That is your bardic college that you attended, or that you have fully realized now.
The only option